go. Alright. 1 second. I gotta turn that down. Weeb's downloading something he can't speak because I am a cruel, cruel man. The cruelest of all. I'm cruel like that, chat. Let it be known that I am cruel. Alright, Omek. Look, we got some memes. The Abyssal Dungeon and the Adventurer Party. Wholesome.
Oh my! There are so many petrified adventurers in the dungeon today. I am so sorry, Sir Basket. This mana was originally meant for exploration into the deeper floors today, but I think I will use it all up reviving all the petrified adventurers on this floor. Oh no, it is quite all right. It is only natural for fellow adventurers to help one another in times of need. Rather than paying a hefty price at the Resurrection Temple above ground, please just think of it as being fortunately saved by the goddess's grace today.
Look, Weebus, there's you in the corner right there. On the left. It's you.
We will at least pay for the resurrection cause.
We at least pay for
Thank
the
you so
resurrection
much.
cause.
We are deeply ashamed of ourselves. We are truly sorry.
Weeb's downloading something. He'll be talking when he's done downloading things. Ramen sent this in.
Skits.
The fight.
Okay, dude, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yo, what? Hey.
Yeah, that's OBS. Oh, I'm talking. I'm talking. I can see I'm talking.
5 years and still rockin'.
5 years and still rocking. XV10. Mini Rumble.
Because this is Mini Rumble.
Manos Desert, Dimension 3. Oh, his eyes. Kazuya. Street Fighter versus, I believe, Tekken. I believe Kazuya's from Tekken. They're both speaking Japanese. Ramen. Yeah, just in case that wasn't clear. My bad. Move. Got him. Well, it's almost a draw. Ryu got his ass kicked. Oh, hi, Zero. To be continued.
Hey, ladies and gents. Hope you enjoyed today's amazing episode. We release content as it finishes, so if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. And begin our intros.
Next. Yes, Nathan. Yes. It's been the red since we started. No, it's not this one.
Every time we hang out, one topic inexplicably always comes up. Do you know what it is?
I don't know.
Penis.
I don't know what
Demons.
you're talking about.
Sometimes a man gets in his bed by himself and there's no one there to comfort him, so
Penis.
he's forced to comfort himself. Okay?
Oh,
Michael,
Oh, like hugging yourself.
you get a little bit lonely and a man
Oh,
does,
God.
you know, he does things to himself, okay? You know what I'm
Does-
saying?
does what?
I
Sorry.
Does
masturbate.
what?
I'm touching my penis.
I've never
touching my
heard
penis.
that word before.
Milking your prostate. Have you never milked your prostate? within like 30 seconds, my penis starts lighting up, dude. I'm crying.
I think I'm concerned.
Lots of
think
dick
I'm
pain if you guys
concerned.
have ever, if you guys want to get some pleasure. You're a simple man, aren't you? Don't worry.
I'm not
Anytime.
worried.
Yeah, okay.
I still feel in control.
Alright. First long form revealed the Glotkin, display Nurgle's deadliest champions.
The empire of man burns to ashes, never to be rebuilt again. But how could such a terrible fate come to pass? The collapse of humankind's realm was achieved through a slow, patient erosion, a supernatural pestilence that dissolved the civilized world from the inside out. Long before the grand walls of the capital shattered, the doom of humanity was forged within the freezing mud of a desolate Norscan valley. Within that harsh wilderness, 3 siblings received the foul blessings of the Lord of Decay, transforming their mortal grief
Rookie
into
enjoys
an
it in the back out.
unstoppable crusade of putrefaction. In this episode,
Putrefaction.
we explore the forbidden chronicles of the Glotkin, the befouled brothers of Nurgle. We follow their dark footprint from a forgotten northern homestead to the blood-slicked steps of the Imperial Palace,
Blood-slicked
discovering the history of the Triad who successfully harvested an empire.
Brother 3 shall bring low the empire of man. It is they who will muster the plague kissed in their master's name. It is they who will cast the curse of unbound life. A curse that will bring primal disorder to a world of hard-won progress. United, the lords of disease shall bring the old world to the brink of ruin. Ruin from within and from
Without.
All
Oh, hi,
things
Dakotas.
clean and true shall sicken and fade. The gods of man shall fade with them until only death holds the key to salvation. These are the end times.
The end times.
Before the corruption of
From
the
the soil
three
of
brothers
Northland.
took root, the bloodline belonged to the soil of the old world. Once there lived a humble husbandman named Orius Glot.
Horus Glot.
He was a man of the Empire, hailing from the bleak, windswept coastlines of Nordland, where
Nordland.
the Sea of Claws bites into the cliffs. He was a Nordland farmer and used a scythe to do his work. His partner was Ethra, a woman who possessed a rare and gentle mastery over the law of life.
Oh.
With her subtle magic, she was able to mend
Hedge magic.
shattered bones and heal the wounds of the afflicted. They sought only a quiet existence far from the grand theaters of war. Fate,
Yep, however,
however,
it's a
is
cruel master.
in this world.
Yep. Because here come the
A
Norskins.
savage Norscan raiding fleet descended upon their coastal home, leaving nothing but smoking ruins and ash in their wake.
Oh boy.
When the counts of the Empire assembled a retaliatory host to cross the freezing waters and exact bloody retribution upon the northern fjords,
Yours.
Orius and Ethra found themselves swept up in the tide of war. They stowed away aboard a crowded troopship, yet their hearts harbored a purpose distinct from the soldiers around them. The military sought the total eradication of the northern tribes. The farmer and the healer harbored a naive dream of civilizing the wilderness, hoping to plant seeds of order and agriculture within the frozen soil of the north, to stop the endless cycle of death that had entangled the men of the Empire with the savage men of Norsca.
Savage men of North
Under
Skull.
the cover of a pitch-black
Look, it's a
northern
mammoth
night,
skull.
as
I
the
know it's not,
Empire
I'm wrong.
forces
It's a
landed
dragon
in the
skull,
northern
look at that.
territory across the Sea of Claws and began their campaign of retribution, Orius
We will
and
speak
Ethra
once this download is
deserted
done.
the encampment.
That is the
They
rule.
slipped away into the freezing mists, moving deeper into the unforgiving interior of Norsca. They walked through
Big.
jagged mountain passes
big.
where the air itself felt oppressive.
He can
driven
type,
by an
but he cannot
idealistic
speak until the
devotion
download is
to
done.
their cause.
Hi, Sash.
Eventually,
Hello.
they found a desolate valley nestled between towering peaks where a small, suspicious clan of Norscan barbarians scraped out a miserable existence. Arias set to work immediately. With blistered hands and iron will, he built a modest wooden homestead and began to till the icy, stubborn earth with his heavy iron scythe. Ethra offered her services to the isolated fjord clans as a wise woman. She used her knowledge of the law of life to ease the pangs of birth
Welcome
work
back.
with fellow women and
Now that your
heal
download
the
is
wounds
done.
of the tribal warriors.
Is there a lag?
No.
The
Oh,
suspicious
yes, there is a
barbarians
lag.
came to
There's a lag
tolerate
because
the foreign
OBS hasn't been
outcasts.
around the entire time.
The
Needs
farmer
to disconnect
and the
already.
healer taught the tribesmen how to gather hardy root crops.
It
and
is not a
preserve
lag
meat
for
through the brutal
you
winter
watching
months.
this because you're watching it.
They believed
Watch
they
together,
were
but for
bringing
people watching on YouTube,
enlightenment
yeah, it's
to
a lag for
savage
them.
land.
Oh, look at that, Sasha! Big old
Unaware
clump of wax
that
in
the
your ear.
dark
I
gods
just
of
pulled
the
it out.
north were
Disgusting.
already watching
Oh, I mean, like
their
whenever I
shadows
talk, is there like a
Oh,
Discord lag?
oh no, 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 there's not. No, no, I don't believe so.
Okay, okay.
As the seasons
Yeah, you don't sound like
turned,
you're lagging to me.
Ethra found herself pregnant.
Pregnant.
Her belly swelled to an unnatural size. A heavy burden
Hi,
Dakota
weighed
Kiss.
her down as the bitter winter winds
Sorry, Sash.
began to howl through
I know
the
it hurts
valleys.
because it's wax
The village
clogged in your
midwives
ear
whispered
hole.
that her womb held a prodigious bounty, a
prodigious
sign
bounty.
of unusual fertility in a land where survival was a daily gamble. Yet,
I know it
peace
hurts.
is a fragile illusion in Norska. A local hag,
A hag.
consumed by bitter jealousy over Ethra's growing influence among the clan, sought to
Don't check
sabotage
anything,
the
James.
foreign
Don't check
witch.
anything.
I would never.
During a gathering
I would
near the
never
communal
check
hearth,
Steam.
The hag provoked a brief scuffle. In the ensuing
What?
confusion,
Why would you do
she
that?
struck out
I wouldn't
with
do
a
that.
hidden
I said I
weapon,
wouldn't. I would never
slicing
check Steam.
Ethra's fingers with a rusted, filth-encrusted knife.
Ew.
The wound was shallow.
I know, Sasha.
But
I'm
the
sorry.
venom
It just
ran
feels like there's
deep
wax stuck
within.
right there.
In
Trying to
mere
get it out.
hours, the flesh turned a sickly shade
Ew.
of bruised purple. Black veins
Water
began
park
to
simulator.
crawl up Ethra's arm, carrying
That
a
popped up in
searing,
mine, now available. Water
unnatural
park
flavor that defied all her remedies.
It's a
The
$10
law of
game.
life could not purge this rot. As she lay dying
Weeb,
in the
on the
dirt
other
of
hand,
her cabin, sweating and delirious, her
is on
frantic
Football
husband
Manager
prayed
26.
to any entity that would listen. In her fevered madness,
Why are you a
Ethra
shit?
also reached out into
'cause
the
I think it's
void,
Why?
begging for the
'Cause it's kinda funny to
survival
me.
of her unborn progeny. A power answered from the deep warp.
Yep.
It
Nurgle
was
answered.
Grandfather Nurgle, the Lord of Decay.
So because she asked for help from
Smell the
somebody answered,
exquisite
and it's
combination
Nurgle.
Of new
But she's
life
pregnant,
and creeping rot.
and she's got rot in
within
her
the
body,
womb.
though. So you know what that means?
He chose that moment to bless the family, rewriting the destiny of the unborn.
Fuck these bros.
The fever
Yep.
broke, leaving Ethra alive but changed. Her veins now pumping a stagnant, resilient fluid.
Ew.
When the labor finally came, it was an agonizing ordeal that lasted 3 full days.
Damn. But that's one of Nurgle's favorite numbers. 3.
Ethra gave birth to triplets.
Yep.
They were 3 squalling, unusually robust boys. Arlius wept with joy as he washed his younglings, completely blind to the true nature of the miracle. He did not realize that each babe bore a distinct 3-lode birthmark upon their flesh.
Yep. Nurgle.
It was the undeniable brand of the Plague Lord. Yet, due to their ignorance of the significance of the sigil, they ignored it, being simply happy that Ethra had apparently healed and had brought new life to their harsh world. The proud father named his sons Otto, Ethrak, and Gurk, believing them to be a grand reward for his labors. He could not foresee that these 3 infants would grow to become the ultimate doom of the empire he had left behind. The 3 infants grew with a
The growth of the terrible
terrifying,
trio.
unnatural velocity and strength that alarmed even the hardy Norscan tribesmen who shared their valley.
Oh,
Within
shit.
a handful of winters, the younglings had hardened into youth,
To youth.
each developing a starkly different manifestation of the plague god's early favor. They wandered the freezing tundra, untouched by the biting gales. Their footprints
That
leaving
sounds
patches
chilly,
of bored
Gene.
mud
It is. It's
where
the
grass
frozen
died
north.
instantly.
You know, like Minnesota.
Otto,
or Michigan.
the firstborn,
Or
grew
like Porky's
wide
butthole.
and dense. His
No, that's not
muscles
frozen.
packing tightly into a frame.
That's
The
not
lag is so
frozen.
bad that I'm hearing your response almost 5 minutes after I said anything. God damn,
He possessed a
OBS.
silent,
Yeah, it's been there the
brooding demeanor,
entire
and spent his
time.
hours sharpening his father's old iron tools. He claimed the heavy farming scythe as his own,
We can make this a Discord
swinging
special.
it against
Force
the
niggas to go
frozen
hang
pine
out there.
trunks until the iron bit deep.
We could.
He learned the art
But
of combat
I'm too
by hunting the
lazy.
predatory wolves of the wastes, discovering a great
I'll host a
satisfaction
lot. I'll host a
in the
stream.
shedding of blood.
Ba-dum,
Ethrak,
bum-bum.
I'm
the
here to help.
second brother,
I'm a helper friend.
developed a
Ba-dum.
frail, gaunt physique.
Real
Yet his
gaunt
eyes
physique.
Chat, we found a
burned with
fun new game
disturbing intelligence.
Yes.
that apparently I'm blessed
While
in.
his mother
Yes.
tried to pass
Like, stupidly
down
so.
the
And
pure
Gene
art of
eventually
Garen,
going, yeah,
the law
like
of
literally
life,
like
Ethrak found his
comically
focus wandering toward
ridiculously
the life
so.
cycle
Ah.
of the parasite and the fungus.
Like,
He
I
spent
thought, oh, it
days
might be
in
one
the
of my
dark
cheat
corners
programs.
of the
No,
homestead,
because we
Nope.
tried adding
whistling
money
to
when
the
we actually
maggots
needed
that
to
fed on
use it.
rancid meat,
Nope, nah, it's cheat
learning to
programs. It's
channel
literally
the
just
source
his
of energy
skill.
within his own blood.
Not even skill, just
Just
RNG.
luck, yeah, the
Jesus.
RNG, yeah.
Could command
Sorry, the
art,
RNG.
steering sickness into wild
Yeah, that's what
beasts
happens,
or
alright? Listen, I'm
causing
a
stored
firm
grain
RNG
to
Catholic.
putrefy with his connection to the warp.
That's why he's used up
the youngest,
every single
was
one
a
from his
massive
entire
gentle
bloodline, so
giant
no one in
during
his
his
bloodline will
bloodline,
ever
yep.
be lucky ever
18
again.
generations
Larger
deep,
than both
dude.
his
They're
brothers
fucked.
combined,
Yeah,
possessing an unnatural
It's
strength
game
that
over
he
for them
used to
hoes.
clear
Oh,
boulder
yeah.
fields
They get
and
no
pull
luck.
the heavy
They get
plow for
nothing.
his father. Gurk felt a profound
But next time we do it, chat, you'll be.
attachment
We could
to
either
his
we have
parents
one
and
where
the soil.
Gene and I are
Speaking rarely,
head to head, and one where we're
working
cooperative.
complete from dawn
Yep.
till dusk.
Head to head, I am losing.
And I think Gene's appreciating the
Yeah,
The fragile peace of the valley shattered.
Appreciating
during
my
an
pack pulls.
exceptionally bitter
the
autumn.
dumb
Despite the
unbridled
tireless
luck
efforts of the Glotkin's
of
parents
RNG
to
that he
foster
gets.
peace,
It's
they could
hilarious.
not uproot the
Every
seaboard
five,
raiding
every 5
that had
minutes,
long
every
been
5
woven
fucking
into
seconds,
Norscan culture.
holy choir music is
Bound by
blasting in my
tradition
ears
and
because
blood,
we've opening
the
the
Norscan
packs,
tribes
and I'm watching
continued
him.
to descend upon the Empire's coasts across the sea
It's like,
of
oh,
claws,
I guess we've
leaving
opened something
ruin and
else now.
plunder in their wake every time they went there.
What'd you get, buddy? $10,000 card,
The
you say?
civilized empire of man
I'm not
has
surprised.
not forgotten the Norscan raids on Nordland. A massive punitive expedition, a vengeful host of halberdiers, artillery crew, crossbowmen, and heavily armored knights clad in the blue and gold had tracked a marauder trail deep into the northern interior.
Oh boy.
The Imperial commanders sought total annihilation, eager to purge every settlement they encountered to ensure the safety of their own northern coastlines. The sound of their heavy marching boots and the rolling thud of their supply wagons echoed through the rocky passes, alerting the fjord clans.
Yes, that is Ulrich's tribute.
Alias and
That is
Ethra,
Ulrich's
hearing
tribute.
the familiar trumpet calls of their former homeland, believed this might mean salvation. They gathered their sons and walked out to meet the advancing vanguard, hoping to speak to the officers, to explain that they were loyal citizens who had merely sought a life away from the politics of the South. The soldiers of the Empire, however, had spent weeks freezing in the northern wilderness, their minds ever alert out of fear of chaos corruption. When the vanguard captain looked upon the Glot family, he did not see desperate Imperial citizens. He saw a hedge witch, a ragged farmer, and 3 towering youth who bore the subtle, horrifying brands of mutation upon their skin.
They did, technically.
The parley lasted only a moment. Before Orleans could finish his plea, the captain branded them as chaotic heretics and ordered his men to cleanse the area with fire and steel.
Oh boy. I'm sure that'll go
The
well.
men of the Empire fought against the Norskins. The triplets stood at the forefront of the battle. Otto carved through his enemies with the very scythe that had once harvested his father's fields, while Ethrak unleashed the darkest of growth magics, twisting his foes into grotesque masses of bloated flesh.
You.
Beside them, Gurk crashed into ranks of soldiers and Imperial champions alike, crushing bone and steel beneath the forces of his bare fists. Yet even their savage might could not stem the tide. The black powder weapons of the Nordlanders struck with deadly precision from afar, while massive cannons painstakingly hauled from the gun decks of their galleons onto the overlooking cliffs tore devastating gaps through the Norskin ranks. The Glotkin brothers fought with relentless fury as their kin fell all around them. A volley of crossbow bolts tore through the crisp air. One pierced Orleans through the throat, choking his final words in a spray of dark blood. Ethra screamed, throwing herself over her dying husband, only to be run through by the heavy halberds of the frontline infantry.
Damn.
The soldiers then began advancing towards the Norskin settlement, tossing burning torches onto the barbarian structures, even a thatched roof that Orleans had built with his own hands. The Imperial soldiers expected a routine slaughter of a barbarian family. They did not anticipate the awakening of the entity sleeping within the blood of the triplets. As the three brothers witnessed the mortal remains of their parents fall into the freezing mud, the sky above turned a sickly shade of yellow-green. The air filled with the sudden deafening buzz of 1 billion black flies. The shock of the murder tore away whatever mortality remained within the brothers. Ethrak was the first to unleash his fury. He threw his hands skyward, his voice dropping into a guttural, multi-tonal chant that caused the nearby vegetation to liquefy into acidic slime. A wave of energy erupted from his fingertips, washing over the advancing halberdiers. The spell did not simply kill them. Instead, it accelerated time within their bodies.
Oops.
Their eyes melted in their sockets.
Ooh, damn.
Their armor rusted into flakes within seconds, and their flesh dissolved into a weeping, gaseous soup.
Ew.
Otto gripped his father's iron scythe, a dark madness filling his mind. He charged into the ranks of the Vanguard Knights, his strength amplified tenfold by the favor of the Plague Lord. He swung the scythe in great sweeping arcs.
You killed their parents. Their parents weren't bad people. They're the ones plagued by Nurgle, but you unleashed it because you woke it up.
He inflicted instantly turned gangrenous.
You woke it up from the poor little farm people that didn't know no better.
Before they could even retreat.
It's kind of your own fault. You're saying.
The most horrific.
You didn't have to kill the little old farm lady and the farmer.
For Gurk.
It's like killing Superman's parents. What a mistake.
Slaughter of his parents.
Killing Ma and Pa
Yeah, what a dumb idea.
That shook the valley walls.
Killed 2 little old farm people.
His body began
Do nothing to hurt nobody. They even tried helping the fucking barbarians that tried to kill him.
Nurgle flooded his veins. His skin split open, revealing layers of thick, blubbery muscle and pulsating
He's
fat.
giant.
His arms elongated into massive, tentacled limbs, and his spine warped into a colossal, mountain-like hump as the Nordlanders watched in absolute horror. Within minutes, the gentle farm boy had vanished, replaced by a towering, mountain-sized abomination of mutant flesh. The Nordland host found themselves trapped in a slaughterhouse of their own making.
Yes, it is their own making, because they fucked up.
The Imperial artillery under his massive
They
feet,
fucked up.
scooping up handfuls of panicked soldiers and swallowing them whole. The entire Imperial force was obliterated, their bodies rotting into the soil, feeding the dark earth of the valley until it became a permanent swamp of foul pestilence. Standing amidst the ruins, the three brothers looked upon what they had become, ready to begin their true crusade against the world of men.
Yeah, and you fucked it up. Okay, just let the little farm people alone.
The slaughter in the isolated valley did not remain a secret for long. The Norscan tribesmen who had watched from the battlefield itself, or from jagged ridges, witnessed the total annihilation of the Imperial army, and they knew the Hand of the Crow, the northern name for the great Lord of Decay, had touched the triplets. Where once the barbarians held suspicion, they now grew a profound, terrifying reverence. Word of the three brothers spread across the northern fjords like a virulent pox. Chieftains from rival tribes rode through the blizzards to see the mountain of flesh that the youngest brother had become. They looked upon the rotting mire of the valley and the strange, quiet authority of the siblings, recognizing them as true champions of the ruinous powers. The first to pledge their axes were the warriors of the Ironhide clan.
Ironhide.
Followed quickly by the fanatical worshippers of the Crow God.
Is there any lag now,
who called
Gene?
themselves
It's
the
still lagging.
Rotterbringers. They did not
No,
see
I
the
mean my
brothers
end. Oh,
as
no, you're
conquerors
fine.
or
No, you're
killers. They viewed
Okay,
them
good.
as living vessels of divine decay. Thousands of hardened marauders, plagued champions in rusted plate, and crazed berserkers gathered around the scorched remains of the Glot homestead. They beat their shield and chanted the names of the three, forging a massive, shambling horde that grew larger with each passing sunrise. It was during this gathering of the northern tribes that the triplets assumed their infamous unified method of warfare, transforming from three separate entities into a singular, cohesive engine of destruction. With the Norscan clans united under their banners, the Glotkin turned their gaze towards the south. The immediate goal was the Sea of Claws, the freezing expanse of water that separated the harsh northern wastes from the fertile land of the Empire.
The chaos daunting power of victory!
The march out of the mountains was a slow, agonizing procession. Wherever the horde traveled, the winter weather seemed to warp around them. The air grew thick and humid, filled with the smell of stagnant swamps and old graves. Streams turned to sludge, and the local wildlife perished in their dens, victims of the invisible miasma that drifted ahead of the host.
Oh boy.
Rival chieftains who refused to join the crusade were quickly crushed.
Yeah.
Their strongholds were bypassed
I can imagine
or
they would
trampled
be.
by Gurk, their stores of meat infected with the rot, and
The
their
rot.
surviving warriors absorbed into the growing mass of the Nurgle army.
The Nurgle army.
The Glotkin were no longer mere outcasts seeking a peaceful life. Now,
Again,
corrupted beyond redemption,
you
they were the
just killed their
vanguard of the
parents.
endless
Maybe if you
times,
didn't have done that, that
driven
wouldn't have
by a deep
happened.
urge to return to the Empire and drown it in the blessings of their grandfatherly patron. As the first smell of salt water reached their nostrils, the brothers looked down upon the coast, where a massive fleet of plague ships awaited their command.
You just didn't need to kill their damn parents. That wouldn't have happened.
The invasion of the Empire by the Glotkin is one of the most brutal chapters in Warhammer history, marking the true beginning of the end for the old world. When the shadow of Archaon fell across the northern wastes, he recognized the unique lethality of the Glot triplets. The Ever-Chosen appointed them as the spearhead of his grand design,
Oh boy.
choosing them above all other warlords of the Plague God. He granted them the supreme command of the Nurgle host,
Oh
charging
shit.
them with a singular, terrible purpose.
Hell yeah.
To march south and tear the heart out of the Empire of Man.
Damn.
To ensure the
Phase.
complete collapse of the southern nations, the triplets organized a massive three-pronged campaign. They brought other legendary heralds of decay into their inner circle.
Yeah, they're gonna have the one guy, the swordsman.
bloated Sea King Gutrot Spear
He's the other guy too. Where
I
is he?
was
Scram.
commanded to lead a grotesque plague fleet along the western coastlines, while the monstrous Magath riders pushed eastward to choke the grand fortress city of Talabine.
Talabine.
The Glotkin themselves advanced with more forces of their own, along with Gutrot,
Godrod.
towards the port city of Marienburg,
Marienburg.
the wealthiest port city in the old world and a vital point of supplies for Altdorf, the capital of the Empire.
Oh boy.
Secure behind massive stone walls and protected by a vast mercantile fleet, the Marienburg citizens believed their wealth could buy survival. They were catastrophically mistaken. The assault was swift and merciless.
I see what
Gurk was
you did.
relentless with his attacks, shattering the outer gatehouses with
That's
devastating
what you were
blows from
ripping
his
up.
mutated appendages. Ethrak cast foul hexes that caused the harbor
I guess
waters
my
to
slipper didn't
curdle
need that
into
anyway.
green slime, suffocating the defenders and causing the hulls of their warships to rot away within minutes. Otto moved through the crowded streets like a grim reaper, harvesting Imperial soldiers and wealthy merchants alike. The defense of the city was fierce, but the rotting streets and the mortally polluted air left no choice to the defenders but to flee or suffer a painful death at the hands of the invaders or the corrupted environment itself. Yet, as the living fled or dissolved into slurry, a freezing, unnatural chill gripped the mist-shrouded alleyways of the port. From the hidden crypts beneath the city rose the true master of Marienburg's shadow underworld, the ancient vampire lord Mundvad the Cruel.
Munvard the Cruel.
With the passing of time, and without nobody noticing, he had been amassing power beneath the city, swelling his ranks of undead with his mastery of forbidden magic. Cold power rippled through the graveyards, summoning legions of armored wights and silent skeletal warriors to contest the invasion. The dynamic of
shit.
this conflict was absolute. The necromancer could not permit the northern barbarians to melt the world into a stagnant marsh, as the putrefaction of Nurgle leaves no fresh blood to consume and no intact skeletons to reanimate. The collision between the foulness of life and the stillness of the grave turned the grand plazas into a theater of horrific attrition. Vampires tore through the marauder front lines with blinding speed, their blades severing diseased limbs even as the toxic blood of their foes blistered their pale flesh, while the reanimated corpses fought the invaders, unaffected by the polluted air. For hours, the necromantic energy of the land held the plague host at bay, reanimating fallen men from Marienburg and Norska alike to turn upon the invaders. However, the sheer weight of the grandfather's blessing eventually ground the...
Start it back up again.
Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go pee then.
Okay. It's back in the red anyways. It didn't fix a damn thing.
Blimey.
Okay, so we've got Beth, my personal favorite. She was voiced by Holly Schlesinger, one of the developers of O'Grady, fun fact. She's a vegan and an environmentalist.
Ta-da!
Okay.
The campaign has officially begun. Looks good. Where are you gonna put the others? Oh, actually, I only made this one. I didn't want to contradict my save paper
Oh
one.
man.
She also has blue hair and pronouns.
feels great.
The show
Oh,
uses
God.
the word vegetarian, but she's definitely vegan. When she orders pizza, she orders it without cheese. Also, what a crazy good representation of veganism in a show. Sam Mason from Danny Phantom is an awful representation of veganism. I mean, she doesn't officially call herself a vegan, but I mean, she's a vegan, I guess. She's just trying to be all not
No.
like other girls about
If
it,
the-
but
if not,
she's a vegan.
Before you
explicitly
kiss.
stated,
Oh my
then
god.
not true.
Look at all this shit. Before you cancel me, one says that she seems to be into vegan just because it's considered part of her counterculture, like being goth is to her. The rejections traditionally feminine, like pink, which is a phase. As I managed went through, so I don't feel genuine. Blah, 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 blah. I don't care, woman.
Sam Mason will probably.
Oh, I paused it. Sorry
Sam
about
Mason
Yeah,
will probably
we
grow
might
out
just
of
have to move
veganism
to
when she's out
Discord
of high
only if
school
it's gonna
because
be
it's bad for
fucking
her.
gooberish,
Beth
guys.
Briggs
Like,
is
there's not much we can
100%
do.
locked in for life. She also likes thrifting, and she works at a local health cafe called the Enchanted Soybean.
You know what? Fine. We're not gonna move just to Discord, but I'm moving down there so people can come watch in there if they want to watch. I will share it that way.
Yep, let's do that.
Yep. In Weeb the people we go. Alright, so we're here in Weeb the people. Already even in Discord's being weird. So give me 1 second.
I got it,
Pop?
James. Give me a sec.
Okay, you want to share it? That's fine. Share your
Yeah,
screen.
give me 1 second to pause. Pause my other video.
Okay. Alright,
There you
so
go.
there people can go if they want to watch it that way.
I love her so much. Oh my god, because she
Come
has
join
really
us
strong
and Weeb the
beliefs.
people for
She
that reason.
clashes with the group a lot, especially Kevin. She's like the anti-Kevin, and also really hesitant to break the rules. I can totally relate to that. She's just so sweet and trusting, sometimes to a fault, but I love her so much.
We've
Next
shown
up,
it, if
Harold
you use it that
Oscar
way.
Jenkins, voiced by the late Patrice O'Neill.
Oh,
the youngest
Patrice.
of the group
Oh,
at
that's funny.
15 years old, he is Kevin's best
Oh, wow.
friend. He works at Eats a Pizza, and a lot of the show
Eats a
happens
Pizza.
there as a second location. If the kids aren't at O'Grady High School, they're all grabbing a bite to eat at Eats a Pizza. He's a nerdy little kid who sometimes straight up refuses to engage in Kevin's schemes, but he ends up going along with it anyways. He's also really into getting with the ladies, and will
Getting with the
often even
ladies.
Beth or Abby, even though intellectually he knows that they're just friends to him. His character could easily come off as creepy or incel-y, but he's so kind. He's pretty much equal to Beth on the kindness scale. Here we have Kevin Harnish, voiced by H. John Benjamin. He carried the series
Oh, so
with
H. John
his
Benjamin
various
is in
voices,
it.
let me tell you.
Kraft is genius. They combines the rhythms of Gutensensprachen.
Well, the woman's him too, that's funny.
He's your typical 16-year-old teenage slacker. And yes, I know, he does look bald from the beginning episodes. They give him more than a couple of strands of hair after like episode 3 or 4 or something. He's like that friend we all had at one point in high school where they want to play guitar and start a band just for the aesthetic of it, but he
The
doesn't
aesthetic.
realize it takes hard work, discipline, and dedication to the craft to make it work, which Kevin has none of that. I think a Gen Z equivalent would be buying a keyboard and trying to make beats to post on SoundCloud, but they never
Awful.
do. I don't know. Do people still post on SoundCloud? He's got an implied
do you
crush
do,
on
fellow
Abby,
kids?
and it's the best dynamic in the show. He's so mature and stubborn about it, but it's so obvious. Abby likes him back too, but she's also too stubborn to admit it. Finally, we've got Abby Wilde, voiced by Melissa Bardengalski, aka Melissa from Home Movies. She's done other voice work, like
okay.
voicing the main character in a show called Lucy, the Daughter of the Devil.
Oh,
I'm
that
doing my
show.
behind
I
the
remember
scenes
that show.
research for this video.
John
That show
Benjamin.
kept
I love
popping
that
up.
show.
It only has
Yep.
one season and it looks really weird. Lauren Bouchard and Holly Schlesinger, voice of Beth and developer of O'Grady, if you don't remember, developed and wrote for this show. It's an Adult Swim show, and I would love nothing more than my next fixated interest to be watching all Adult Swim shows and talking about them in this format. Anyways, back to Abby. She's your
Back to
average
Abby.
17-year-old girl. She loves fashion and crushing on the most popular boy in school, Pete Klesko. And let me just say,
Klesko.
Pete doesn't give two shits about Abby. He's constantly forgetting her name.
Hey, hi Pete.
Hey, Ashley.
Actually, it's Abby.
Right, I knew that.
Right.
I had no idea.
I
As
had
a
no
side
idea.
note, I have like a personal theory that Pete Klesko actually has a crush on Beth because he can't remember Abby's name or Kevin's name, but he
Yeah,
does
come
seem
watch
to
this
remember
one,
Kevin's
David.
Hello, welcome.
name. So
Hi Pete.
We showed
Hey,
it.
Beth. Hey, you.
Hey, you.
Abby? Really?
Yeah.
Right. No, right. Hey, Beth.
Hey Pete.
Did you just call me?
Nope.
Oh, so, hey, what do you work here, or do
No.
you
No, no.
shop here?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll see you.
Okay, see ya. Close one.
even though O'Grady focuses on this quartet
Donnie
of
fucking
friends,
with the
I feel
Rathers.
like Abby is truly the main character.
It's not.
of
It's just
O'Grady.
literally
She's
broadcasting
hard-headed and
it.
is the
I've been
type of
fine
person
at
to
anything
prove
else
to you
today,
that
but
they're
just
100%
OBS being
right,
shitty is
or
just
straight up
OBS being
ignore your
shitty.
opinion because they know better, even though they're 100% wrong. She's also the only character to get under Kevin's skin, and I like that about their dynamic. They have this love-hate relationship, and the will they won't they scenario turns more into a will they at the beginning of season 2, or
Oh,
which
boy.
should have been the season 2 finale. Season 2 aired March 2006 with 6 episodes.
Wow, that
less
was
than half the
20 years
episodes
ago
of
now.
Season 1. They aired what was supposed to be the season finale at the beginning of season 2. I'm not sure why they did that. My guess is that more people would tune in to see the premiere of a season than the finale of one, especially one that's going to be cut short. This is probably the best episode out of the whole show run, and I would have been so tuned in to see how the show would have evolved. Not saying it would have been the next Daria, but I'm saying that it had the potential to be the next Daria. You can skip this section if you don't want any spoilers. The episode has Beth go on a trip to Paris with her French class for the summer.
Hey, Beth, France.
You're talking a lot of talk.
Oui, c'est vrai.
The next
That
Daria.
means yes, I think.
Abby and Kevin
like
got
saying
summer
Jean
jobs
likes
as a
ska.
Kroger
Come
girl.
on now.
They're not calling it a this episode, so I won't either. And lifeguard at the local pool.
God's evil. Nobody likes
Besides,
ska.
I'm not working there this year.
Well,
I got
I'm
a new
evil.
job. A blam?
God hates
You're a
ska.
lifeguard.
Yeah.
At this pool.
Oh, yeah. All summer long,
That's not what I said.
baby.
Huh.
What?
Oh, I was just wondering how
But what
this
if
sounds.
God is
Welcome
ska?
to Captain Frogarts.
Just
I'm
spelled
so sorry
differently.
for your loss.
The B plot being
God
Harold
is
is
not
training
ska.
Philip
Next-
that eats a
next
pizza for the
question.
summer. One of the
Oh,
kids
why
in
are
Beth's
you
French
fat?
class is unable to make it, and Abby gets a chance to go to France with Beth.
Well, they both got so upset that they sunk to
I'm
the
just
bottom.
asking questions.
'cause
You
the
said
weirdness.
ask
Oh my
questions.
God, I know.
All right,
When the doctor
everybody.
came out,
Good
Joe
night.
said
It
it
was
wouldn't
so
leak.
nice to see so many
Right,
people
so I
here,
pulled a
man.
few
It was.
strings and voila.
And Kevin is
Whoa,
upset
it was
since
so
he was kind of betting
cool.
on Abby
I
giving
hate
him
fucking
free
cheese
Frogarts the
in it.
whole summer, and the implication being that
I'm
he's gonna miss
forced to
her.
be
He made her
here
this mixed CD with
in
songs
the
about frozen
summer.
yogurt, but takes it back when she tells him
As he
she's going to
plays
Paris.
soccer manager. Not anymore. He's playing a different one now.
Can I have my CD back, please?
Probably.
Oh,
I'm not looking I'm not
okay.
looking
Yeah,
at Steam
thanks.
for once.
The weirdness in this
just
episode
assuming
makes it
we've
so
still
that
playing
if
the
you're
game.
feeling extra happy, you're literally
Yes.
floating in the air, like freaking Charlie in the Chocolate Factory after Charlie drinks those fizzy drinks with Grandpa Joe. And if you're upset,
Now imagine
your legs weigh a
that
ton,
happiness
like
in
you've
life
got
is
cinder
Weeb
blocks
drinking a
tied to
fizzy
them.
lifting
They
drink,
spend
and
the next
instead of
few
burping,
days
it's
low-key
just Gene
fighting.
brings him
Kevin
down.
gets a summer
That's
girlfriend, voiced
that's
by
what
Amy
that's how he
Poehler.
comes
Wendy
down
works
from
Captain
being
Frogarts.
chopped up by
Fun
the
fact, Abby, she took your
blades.
place.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry I didn't see you.
Isn't that right, Weeb?
Rude. Hi. Hi.
And
That's
Abby, to
right.
get back at him, has a casual flirting thing with the
I don't know what
lifeguard
I- I don't know
training
what I
Kevin,
agreed to,
voiced
but
by
that's
Conan
right.
O'Brien.
Hey, listen, if you got a message for him, why don't you just leave that message with me?
That's okay. It's just I'm leaving for France in 3 days, and
No way.
No
There's a
way.
mix-up on the travel date to Paris, revealing that the plane leaves in 4 hours. Kevin catches up to Abby at the airport, where he tries to give her the mix CD he made for her.
The
but
mix
she doesn't
CD?
take it because he's kind of been mean to her this whole time. Abby, being her stubborn self, doesn't hear Kevin out and boards the plane.
no, you were too busy spending every waking moment acting like an ass.
You know, I don't even know why I bothered. Have a great time in France, princess.
Oh, like I'm gonna take your crappy yogurt mix back? What's the matter? Your little girlfriend doesn't want it? Or maybe she found her sanity and dumped you. Wow, awesome gesture. Thanks, Kev, but no thanks. Have a great summer.
Wait, Abby.
I have a plane to catch. Which way is France?
Beth takes Kevin's mix CD, feeling sorry for him, and promises to listen to it.
Cheer up. I would love your CD full of frozen yogurt songs, okay? N'est-ce pas?
Sure, n'est-ce pas. Have a great trip, Beth.
And instead of explaining
pas.
it, I'll just let you watch it.
Can you believe that? God, I can't stand him. I am so glad we're going to Paris for 8 weeks.
Folks, due to the weirdness, we're having just a bit of trouble getting off the ground here. If y'all could try to think happy thoughts, we'd
The
sure
fucking
appreciate
wheel
that.
melted.
Where did you get that?
From Kevin. Abby, all these songs are about Paris.
What are you talking about? Give me those.
Ow!
Oh my God. So sweet. I can't believe he did that. Beth, switch seats with me.
What?
I want to sit by the window.
But I can
Just move.
Okay.
Wow. No happy thoughts.
There we go.
Oh, there
Nice
we go.
job, folks. Please fasten your seatbelts, and thank you for flying the O'Grady skies.
Yo, Burgess Stars.
The fact that A, O'Grady was canceled, and B, they played this as the season premiere episode, foul. Just foul. Why was O'Grady canceled? No one knows. I swear. I've looked at old interviews.
They actually don't know why it was
wikis, and
canceled?
even
That's funny.
Reddit. The
Ew,
only thing
oh,
that can
yeah,
speculate
oh,
is
Reddit, ew.
ratings. We don't have the data on that specifically, but it's the one most people can guess on why it was cut so short.
I am sorry, my mentor. I have failed you.
Some interesting things to note. Apparently Noggin, the channel itself, had a lot of input on the show, specifically adding the weirdness. Otherwise, O'Grady would have been a standard cartoon show about teenagers, which there's nothing wrong with because again, Daria was a standard cartoon show about teenagers. They also wanted the characters to have more of a backstory, and they even added Harold to the show, according to this interview featuring Holly Schlesinger, archived from 2007. It's a very interesting read into how she got involved with working for Soup to Nuts and the landscape of working in TV, including talking about Adult Swim back in the day.
No,
so
he's not joined Discord VC yet, Nathan. I don't think he knows that we can go here.
Down in its prime. Like I said before, O'Grady won an Annie Award for Best Writing in an Animated Television Production, and I just want to give the series its flowers because I really wish this had a DVD release. From what I'm seeing, this show was close to being lost media. Thank you to the person that uploaded this on archive.org. According to them, they grabbed it from a person seeding the series years ago. So there you have it. One of my favorite shows to air on television. If this interested you in any way, please check the show out. Nothing would make me happier than more people watching the show for the first time. Let me know what other underrated shows I should check out
body
next,
cam shit he's got
please
here.
like and subscribe if you like this video. Since this channel isn't monetized yet, I'm doing this for
I know
free.
some of these aren't
So your
Genova's
support is
playlist already, so
appreciated.
I
Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the
watch
next
some of these
one.
too. Alright. Oh. Okay. Thanks, Porky. Oh, I don't know, I just skipped that. Let's go back. Let's go back. I can see the playlist. My eyes have been opened.
I see your flames of ambition withering.
Look, it's envy.
One defeat, one humiliation, one shattered dream.
I think she's a bird.
Boo-hoo, my story is over.
A boo-hoo.
Pathetic. If I abandoned every ambition after my first failure, I'd be worshipped by exactly no one. I will tell you the truth. The world will not mourn the warrior might have become. They will simply celebrate those who had the audacity to become someone in your place.
YouTube playlist.
Pick up your sword. Don't you dare embarrass your younger self who
she's
dared
got
to dream.
bird feet. Bird feet.
Biscuits.
That's biscuits. Look, it's Vegeta. Hyper Gauge.
and still rockin'.
5 years. Mini Rumble.
Because this is Mini Rumble.
Titties.
Tits. Damn it, Jane.
Dudley.
Go away.
Oh. That's a guy from Persona, I think.
Let's go!
Get him, Dudley.
Damn.
Nope. Get him, Dudley. Oh no. Yep, Dudley got him. Nice.
Hey, ladies and gents.
Artwork made by Maruna Burst.
We release content as it finishes, so if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. And be sure to leave a comment if you want a chance to have it appear in our intros. Share this fight with your buds. Ta-ta for now. Until next time.
Whoops, that was meant for Genova. Porky just ended the entire group chat. He meant for Genova.
That's funny.
They got wiped out. Titties. Robin's at the sun too, by the way.
You are made whole again.
Oh shit. Oh god. Skeleton. Titties.
You killed Catherine of Catherine Harrison.
Killed Catherine of Catherine.
No, 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 no,
No, no, no, no, no, no. Memes.
And you will know my name is the
Cartoon boot. Thanks, Ramen. Now, Strokes and Sun. Could Batman survive every X-Men villain? Are you ready? Are you ready for AI?
Arms ensheathed in a metal that bonds at the molecular level. The one time that metal ever came off him, it was Magneto.
Magneto ripped it off. That's right.
Skin from the inside.
Yep.
So when Batman and Nightwing drop into the Narrows and find three of those claws buried in a brick wall, no body, no blood trail, nothing useful, the math is already wrong. The X-Men came to Gotham 3 hours ago to shut down a localized mutant disturbance downtown. Their comms went dark at 11:47
Fucking Magneto
PM.
just flying around.
Whatever
Do we
took
allow
them
that?
didn't leave a
I don't
fight
think we were
scene.
gonna allow
It
that.
left a warning. And the one thing in recorded
Let's get him a chair. He's
history
an
that
old
does
man.
what was done to Wolverine
Just
is
fly around.
already somewhere in this city waiting. This is Mike. We're back for another awesome
We're
video
back.
for Nerd Science.
Like
Leave your
AI,
like,
Mike.
subscribe, and let's roll it. The
He's using
question
AI, but he's not
is
AI.
Whether Batman can win a fight tonight.
Or
It's
is he?
Whether he can survive long enough to reach the one enemy he can.
Juggernaut?
The immovable object. Batman doesn't panic. He follows
He don't
the heat
panic.
signature. A massive thermal bloom is radiating off the Monarch Theater 2 blocks north. So they move fast and quiet through the Narrows. The moment they breach the theater
Toad?
side entrance, Toad drops from the rafters.
Ew.
The resin his tongue secretes can, in his stronger showings, coat a target's airway and lock down voluntary muscle function.
Ew, he
inside
hit
4
Batman's
seconds.
throat.
Against a
Gross.
normal person, that's a fight ender. Against the Arkham suit, it's a 4-second inconvenience. The suit's chemical filtration
Arkham
scrubs
suit.
the toxin before it ever reaches Batman's lungs. And he puts Toad down with a high-voltage nerve pulse that scrambles his motor signals completely. Toad
You know, remember, Batman doesn't kill people, but they can be crippled horribly.
hits the floor and stays there. Then
Thanks,
the
Batman.
Blob walks out of the dark.
Little blob.
Fred
Why is he so
doesn't look
huge?
Like a threat until you understand what he actually is. His mutation anchors his own mass to the planet.
Yep.
A personal gravity field that ties him to the Earth with a force that scales with his concentration. Kinetic energy directed at him doesn't rebound. He's pliable. Near indestructible tissue absorbs the impact and bleeds it off as heat. Batarangs stop mid-arc. Batman strikes land with full force and accomplish nothing because the anchor swallows their momentum before it can transfer into Duke's body.
I know what you're talking
Force
about, Nathan.
equals mass times acceleration. And against Blob, the acceleration term rounds down to 0. You can't hit a man harder when the hit itself stops counting. Batman works this out in about 8 seconds, which is faster than most people would, but Blob
Thanks,
is already
Batman.
filling the doorway and there's no going around him. So Batman stops trying to go through him and goes under him instead. He plants explosive gel on the theater floor in a tight ring around Blob's feet, a 2-meter radius, and detonates it.
Whoops.
The floor gives way. And here's the flaw in a power built on being anchored. It roots Duke to the ground. So the instant the ground isn't there anymore, nothing is holding him up. Blob goes straight down into the sub-basement at full acceleration, and the crater he leaves behind is 3 meters wide.
Damn.
Nightwing looks at it for a second. That actually worked. Batman's already moving toward
Already
the exit.
moving.
Tier B survival. He used the environment, not the gear, and he won clean. But Toad
And he won
Blob are
clean.
muscle. They don't plan, they don't coordinate, and they definitely don't know how to strip adamantium off a living skeleton.
I do.
Someone aimed them at this theater, which means someone knew Batman was coming.
I'm like the
and
bad
he's been
guy.
watching the whole time.
Your molecule man?
The thermal threshold.
Yes, I'm
2 blocks
Dr.
from the
Manhattan.
reservoir, the street
He don't exist no more. He got
explodes.
absorbed
Not a
by the Batman
detonation,
who left.
No shockwave.
Not me.
No debris cloud.
No, he did though.
The asphalt just
I'm here.
splits open, and a column of
I'm
fire
him.
30 feet
Dr.
tall
Manhattan's
punches
also Jewish.
straight up into the night, and then it
Not in my
bends.
universe.
Not in my
It tells
universe.
Batman it's pyro before he even sees
No,
the man.
I think
Fire
I
doesn't
own the
bend
card
on its
Reich,
own. It rises.
so I know what
it
I'm talking
spreads,
about here, buddy.
It
Okay?
follows
Thank you.
oxygen.
Do you know who
Have a good
Dr.
day.
Manhattan's
Curves
based
like
off
a
of
wave
DC
and
Comics?
moves with intention. That's a
They didn't have the
rights
mutation
to
at
it.
work.
Captain
So
Adam,
John
actually.
Allardyce can't generate flame from nothing.
Oh.
But
And
any
Captain Adam
fire
is an
that
American
already
soldier.
exists, he can reshape, compress, and drive past the temperature its
He was an
fuel
actual
could
captain.
ever reach alone. He's found the natural gas mains running under this stretch of Gotham, and he's
Pyro.
turning them into a furnace.
Pyro-
The Arkham
I don't remember
suit's
Pyro looking like that.
titanium-laced tri-weave mesh holds up to roughly 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
He looks
before
more- he
its
looks more like
structure starts
fucking,
to fail. That sounds like
the
a
Flash
lot
villain,
until Pyro
Heatwave.
pushes the plasma column past that ceiling inside the first 90 seconds. The
Oh, shit.
microelectronics don't melt dramatically, they just stop. The internal cooling system shorts out, the HUD goes dark, and Batman's suddenly wearing a very expensive oven. The burns start coming through the underlayer almost immediately. And there's no tactical response to that because the threat isn't hitting him. It's everywhere around him. Nightwing pulls the cryogenic pellets and throws a full spread into the base of the column. The thermal vacuum they create doesn't kill the fire, but it drops the ambient pressure fast enough to buy maybe 40 seconds of breathable air, and a wall of dense steam where the cold front collides with the plasma edge. Pyro loses visual. So does Batman, so does Nightwing. The shape that steps out of the steam
Fucking
is
Commissioner
wearing
Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon's face.
He got
His
gloves on.
coat, Gordon's posture. He's holding Gordon's
Whoa.
service weapon at a range of about 8 feet. Batman knows it isn't Gordon because
It's
Gordon's
Mystique.
at home and Batman checked 20 minutes ago. But knowing it's Mystique and
It's Mystique, yeah.
reacting to a point-blank shot are two different problems.
Yeah.
The bullet catches the reinforced cowl at the cheekbone,
Ow.
deflects, and opens a cut across Batman's jaw.
Ow.
He goes down on one knee. The shape is already dissolving back into the fog.
Later,
Mystique's
Mystique.
power was never the disguise. It's the timing. She waited for the exact moment the
Here's-
suit's sensors were offline.
So here's
and
the
Batman's
thing that they
visibility
actually
was
retconned about
zero.
Mystique
Then
too, by
she-
the way. Her clothing is just her skin folded over. She's naked all the time. They did that because of the movie.
Took a shot she barely needed to aim. One less layer of reinforced ceramic in that cowl, and the fight ends in the steam. Batman
Ends
gets
in the
back
steam.
up. The jaw is bleeding. The suit is running at about 30% of normal, and Mystique is somewhere in the fog ahead of him. Still moving, still shifting, and she's already watched how the two of them coordinate. So they split up. Batman goes north toward the waterfront. Nightwing follows the blood trail
The
east.
blood
Tier
trail.
C. They're alive, but the suit's half dead, and they just made the one decision that costs everything.
Splitting up, yep.
The unstoppable
Oh,
force.
shit, Juggernaut.
Nightwing finds the blood trail first. It cuts east through 2 blocks of chain length and broken glass before it ends at the gate of old Gotham Central Rail Yard.
Oh,
Half
boy.
a mile of decommissioned track and rusted freight cars nobody's used since the port rerouted in the 90s. The trail stops clean at the gate, which means Mystique knew she was being followed and stopped bleeding on purpose. Nightwing knows that. He goes in anyway. Because that's who Dick Grayson is and always has been. The
Yeah.
Screama stick's already live in his hands.
Oh, shit.
Sabretooth.
Oh, shit,
doesn't
Sabretooth.
announce
You're
himself.
kinda fucked,
He drops
Dick.
from the arm of a rusted loading crane 40
You're kinda
feet up
fucked.
and lands 8 feet behind
Sabretooth is a
Nightwing
menace.
without a sound, which should be physically impossible for 270 pounds of dense muscle and bone, but Victor Creed's body doesn't work like a normal human's,
No.
and neither does his proprioception. the internal sense that tells a body exactly where it is in space. Nightwing spins on instinct and drives both sticks into Creed's chest in the same motion.
Bless you.
Full contact. 50,000 volts dump straight into his nervous system.
Bless you.
Enough.
Well, I'm not Black Dr. Manhattan, Nate. Just because you can hear me doesn't mean you can be a sassy little muffin.
In about 4 seconds.
Ew, Argentinian player. Disregard report. I'm not bringing.
He still is playing the soccer game.
The electrical disruption is already reversing before his foot finds the ground again.
Oh
then
shit!
The claws come out.
That's not how Creed's claws work. They're different.
Armor in a single forward
They're not like
thrust,
Wolverine's.
and the sound it makes over the open comm line is not something Batman can misidentify.
Ooh.
It isn't a crack or a thud. It's a wet, dense puncture, followed by a sound Dick Grayson has never made in 15 years of field work. And then Sabretooth's gone. He's a hunter, not an executioner. He opens the wound and leaves the kill for the thing already moving through the rail yard behind him. Batman's already moving. He covers the 6 blocks in under 2 minutes on the grapple line, fast and hard.
I mean, technically Sabretooth is a killer. He kills a lot of people. He's an assassin.
Suit at a third of capacity.
Mainly for the
He
CIA,
lands in the rail
actually.
yard, and the freight cars are already moving, which
You
makes
know that's
no
a good sign.
sense until one of them flies sideways and the thing behind it becomes visible.
Juggernaut,
King
yep.
Marco doesn't
The
need to
Juggernaut.
start once he's in motion. And he's
Juggernaut.
been in motion since before Batman arrived.
That's
the
Strong's
Crimson
favorite.
Gem of Sidorak doesn't give Juggernaut strength in the conventional sense. It gives him unstoppable momentum, which is a different problem entirely.
Yes.
Strength you can redirect. Momentum at that scale just continues. Batman throws
Imagine if you were the Flash, but with a
explosive
Doomsday
batarangs,
body. That's
EMP
Juggernaut.
charges, a full thermal detonator pack against the choke point where Juggernaut's path narrows between 2 freight containers. The detonator pack alone levels cars in a 40-foot radius. Juggernaut walks out of the smoke without breaking stride. He picks Nightwing up off the ground with one hand. What happens next is fast, and it is final. And
Got him.
Batman
Oh
cannot
shit!
reach
Well,
him in time. Kane Marco applies maybe a fraction of his actual force, and Dick Grayson's spine fails at the 6th vertebrae. A clean, catastrophic break, and he doesn't make another sound after that.
Ever.
Batman catches him before he hits the ground. He's still breathing for about 90 seconds, then he isn't. Batman stands up. He has 3 explosive charges left, 2 batarangs, a suit barely holding
Fucking
together,
batteries.
and broken ribs down his left side from where Juggernaut swatted him out of the air on the way in. He already knew the charges wouldn't work. He threw them anyway because Bruce Wayne watched his parents die in Crime Alley at age 8 and has spent every year since refusing to accept that some things can't be stopped. Tier D. Nightwing's dead.
Yep.
Batman's retreating. The gauntlet isn't over.
Oh shit.
The master.
Oh shit! Now we got Magneto. Well, you're fucked.
makes it
Enjoy
4
the Lego
blocks
level
before his
mutant
legs give
Batman.
out. Batman goes
Not
down
no-
on one knee
not-
in the
not a new
rain
god.
outside the mouth of Crime Alley, the same stretch of wet
But
pavement
Omega
his
level
parents
mutant
bled
Batman.
out on 30 years ago, and he stays there.
Wow, how
because
unfortunate.
The broken ribs on his left side have shifted, and at least one is pressing against his lung. The suit's medical diagnostics offline with everything else. He's estimating. He's been estimating since the reservoir, and every estimate's been wrong in the same direction. He doesn't hear Magneto arrive. No footstep, no displacement of air, just debris beginning to move. A low grinding of loose metal lifting off the alley floor. And then Eric Lensher descending from the dark above the roof lines with the slow patience of a man who already knows how this ends. The Arkham suit is a masterpiece of applied material science. Titanium alloy plating over a Kevlar and carbon fiber underlayer, lithium polymer batteries.
How
copper
unfortunate
wiring
for you,
threaded to
Batman.
every functional component. Wayne Enterprises built it to survive nearly anything. What they couldn't build around is a man who perceives electromagnetic fields the way the rest of us perceive light. Titanium itself
That's how
barely
Magneto
answers
sees
to a
things.
magnet. But Magneto was
Magneto's
never a
OP
man who
as shit.
only moved iron.
Sorry.
He doesn't need the plating to be magnetic. he drives currents through it because titanium still conducts.
Yep.
And a shifting magnet field turns any conductor into a brake. Then he reaches the components that do answer directly. The steel fasteners, the copper, the battery cells, and makes them the anchor points of a cage. Magneto doesn't clench a fist. He doesn't gesture. The suit simply stops responding. The plates lock against one another as he reorients the fields.
Later, Batman.
Pinning Batman's arms to his sides and his knees to the ground. It isn't strength holding him there, it's physics.
Yep.
Batman tries to fire the suit's self-destruct EMP, a last resort pulse that would fry every electronic system within 15 feet. Magneto's nervous system included if it hit hard enough. The motherboard shorts out before the sequence completes. A current induced straight through the copper wiring overwhelms the circuit before the command can execute. Batman knew it probably wouldn't work. He tried it anyway. There's been a pattern to that all night. Magneto looks at him for a moment, and then he starts talking.
As Eric would do.
Men like Eric Lyncher always talk.
Yep.
The X-Men were sentimental, he says. Trying to protect a human city is the kind of weakness that gets a species buried. He's been patient with Charles's methods for a very long time. But patience has a terminal point. He isn't...
Imagine the fact that your best friend and you hate each other so much that you're literally like rival, like your arch enemies, but also best friends. It's so weird because that's what him and fucking Xavier are. It's so weird. It's just, oh, I want better life for mutants. So do I. I think extremism works. No, that's pretty much how it boils down to it.
Scattering the rain. The remaining charges follow. The grapple
it's such a weird concept.
Strips of the suit plating themselves.
Magneto's been there since the beginning of the X-Men. He has been there. The entire group's arch enemy because it's Magneto. Look at him.
A tight, concentrated field around the titanium banding of the cowl, and it begins to compress inward at the temples.
Oh.
Not fast, deliberately slow. Batman can't move his arms, can't trigger anything, can't think of a variable he hasn't already spent. The world's greatest detective in the alley where he was made with nothing left to deduce. The cowl cracks.
Well, later, Batman.
Gotham's power grid dies one district at a time. The lights pulling out like a breath, leaving a body. And the dark night falls where his story started. There's no survival tier for this one. You don't rate a fight nobody walked away from. Magneto doesn't look back. He came to Gotham for the X-Men, and the man who stepped in for him was only ever a man in a metal suit, which, against this particular enemy, was never armor at all.
Nope.
It was a cage, waiting for someone to close it. Spider-Man runs this exact same gauntlet next, and that goes...
Could Spider survive this SCP Foundation?
Now
what the fuck?
And find out why.
Well, Spider-Man's also crazy silly.
He is retarded. Now, Envy doesn't like when her followers are too successful, after all.
Listen, I know I told you to pick up your slack and all that, but you're doing way too good. If this keeps up, you won't worship me anymore. So slow down, all right? You don't need to be that impressive for me. Remember who's boss here, all right?
Wow.
It's me. Me.
I told you not to be cooler than me.
You had to be cooler than me. Look at them cheering your name. Do you want me to curse you? Is that it? I mean, I still can. You still better worship me. I demand double the offerings and prayers this week.
Alright, here we go. Michelangelo versus Rash.
I'm crashing this party! Dude, I could be gaming!
Dude, I could be gaming. Oh, they just go to fucking play games. Oh, well. Oh, fuck. Look at Rash. Uni's Dojo.
5 years and still rockin'.
Wow. Thank you for all the support of all these years. The mini rare rolls are not replacements for the ones with melee rumbles. High gauge, no.
Don't blink, because this is Mini Rumble.
There's tits. Man, I'm beat. Oh yeah. Weird Cyclops guy. Whoop. What? Dimension 2. What the shell is this place? Oh shit, Rash.
Get ready to rumble.
Battletoads. Battletoads are made because of the craze of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, by the way. You know, amphibian versus amphibian. The fuck?
Coming through.
Now where are they going? Dimension 0. Oh shit! Oh shit, 8-bit.
Best 2 out of 3?
Battletoads. Damn! I don't think Mike's making it. Battletoads. Oh, ninja powers. Oh, motorcycle. Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh, portal.
Kick to the mouth.
Damn. Whoa, we killed him by splitting him in half. Damn. Wow, Mike. That's pretty fucking violent. Back to the original Ninja Turtles days with that kind of violence.
Hope you enjoyed today's amazing episode. We release content as it finishes, so if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. And be sure to leave a comment if you want a chance to have it appear in our intros. Share this fight with your buds. Ta-ta for now. Until next
Bob,
time.
you're gonna keep messing up because it's just the OBS. If you want to come watch it unlagged, come into
at this
Weeb
point,
the People.
Bob might as well just come in over here, pimp.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're basically just.
Yeah, we're in the Discord and Weeb the People. Come join us if you want to watch it unlaggy. Because it's gonna keep being laggy. It's on Discord then. Look, Orc War Boss cosplay.
Yeah. OBS is letting me in.
Oh, that's a really good cosplay, by the way. Look at that.
Yeah, I saw this pop on my feet. I was like, oh, that's pretty badass.
Who's the best? Alright, it's time. Hunter the Pairing, Chapter 6. Inquisition Imperium.
Oh.
That's right. And I have a feeling, because of all this looking like this, that we're gonna see a certain character we've seen before finally revealed. We'll see. Time to go.
There's always our most classic tale, the mysterious red-eyed dog of East Anglia,
Black Shook.
Tales of its appearances date back to at least the 1500s, but probably stretch even
So,
further. There are
I was wrong about that. I think I said Black Shook the other day of like Australia's Bigfoot. No, it's a dog. Black Shook is that.
common man quiet about dog crime and dog poker. And the only dogs I know to do crime are the werewolves.
Oh no, I was thinking Black Shug. Black Shug and Black Shook are two different things, I think.
Against those vampires, I'm confident that... No, werewolves are killing machines. They are supernatural soldiers.
Oh yeah, werewolves in fucking World of Darkness are OP as shit.
Fight them. But what if we're forced to?
Hello, Porky.
Hey, Pork.
Hey, you're in the wrong channel.
No, we're here because it's
because
really laggy for everybody,
OBS
and if people want to
is
come watch it here, that's why we're here.
I understand.
It's not lagging for technically Weeb watching it, but lags on OBS's end for YouTube, so people have to watch it here.
Shame on you,
The werewolf dragged
I can't help it. It's
Marcus into
OBS's
the
fault.
Umbra. Contact the coalition
Wow.
quick about it. It's gonna be a long night.
Oh.
It's the only way.
The only way.
To be sure. But in order to save Marcus, we'll have to contend with
the
Oh, God.
Society of Saint Leopold.
There they are.
Sister Major
A few of these are voiced by Vinny, by the way.
I
Yeah.
love
Black Law,
There's
Commander of
Porky's
the
character.
Gladius Day, East Anglian Cynical.
Wow.
Ma fille. I
His daughter.
Alright, guys, I'm moving.
He had none.
You're the one with the red helmet, retard. That's the sergeant's one.
Looking awful flash. Do not touch me.
Oh, there's Vinny. Yep, that's voiced by my doppelganger, Mr. Vinny Vine Sauce.
Or
Ever heard of LARPing?
Never heard of LARPing.
Hey, if you want Father Leo's help, best play nice.
Enough! Yes, Monsignor Angelo.
Gabriel, if you'd be so kind.
I'm glad Vinny got in this.
My God!
Inject these intramuscularly.
Sunday school is handing out smack, eh?
Shut up.
No, you shut up.
This is Delarex
You
8.
shut up.
No, you shut up.
Anti-Galerial created
No,
by
you
our
shut up.
corporate.
No,
boy.
you shut up.
Season up for losing control. Should a hound of hell be upon you?
We got a movie tonight, Gene?
For the fastest effect.
Might just put on some episodes of Tales of the Crypt, depending. Or maybe,
There
Unsolved
will
Mysteries.
be 4 teams. Lance 1 is already reconning the area. Lance 2 is led by Monsignor Angelo. Position will
Haven't
be
really thought of a
updated
movie.
based on Lance 1's
So usually
data.
don't for Sundays.
I got
Lance
something
3
then.
is
Okay.
mission control and will consist of myself and anyone you care to second Arkham. We will direct things from HQ and quarantine the operational area from civilians. I also recommend leaving the child here.
Boy.
Or, better yet,
child.
removing them from the operation entirely.
I'm an 11-year-old man.
We will stay and help
Yeah.
fortify this position.
You tell him, Door.
Of course.
What about us?
Whoever Arkham volunteers, your farm team.
Farm?
Was Marcus taken to a farm? You'll shadow Lance 2 and nominally protect its flank. In truth, I don't expect you'll do much. You're mainly there to recover the body.
The body?
Benedicta.
Marcus is not. Your cohort is in the clutches of one of the most dangerous predators this world has ever known. And given we haven't received demands, him being a hostage seems unlikely.
You bastards. This was supposed to be a rescue mission.
I'll broach no outburst. Restrain yourself or be restrained.
Evil lady.
Evil lady.
Well, he's right. We won't just let you.
Children! The commanding officer has spoken. Any issues? You come, you discuss them with me. While we're moving. Would, but that you had the same courtesy as the chapter house.
Pray your Marcus is being interrogated rather than digested.
Right. He might be dead, but we cannot assume he is! Please, hold to your treaty. Try to save him and help us hunt them down!
We'll do what we can.
Some hairy palooka, man.
Thanks, Vinny.
That means we've got one thing in mind.
You can see his mustache between the. You see that? You see his mustache between the fucking visor,
Yeah.
too. Got dinner afterward. Belgian. They're Belgian knights. You can tell they're Belgian. Nathan asks what you got for us, Weeb.
Oi, oi. We need confessions, not concussions.
My
My neck.
Scream only when screamed at!
What's it matter? You'll kill me either way.
No, I wasn't gonna do that. Kill you in 5 seconds.
Oh, I'm sure.
I was serious, was. But
She's a red talent. They don't speak.
I'm so glad you said Ben.
Oh. Hey.
On you, mate. Let me remind you.
Wow, it's a character that looks just like me. I hate it.
No torture. You're already in the red on the truth path. Don't make us renege on the.
He also looks like Weasel.
What's your deal?
Deal?
Oh god.
You're one of the famous dogs from Dogs Playing Poker?
Shut up, mate.
Shambles! Up the shot! Nothing!
What the hell is that?
Answer no questions so that I may earn 10 money.
I may earn 10 money. Thanks, fish.
What the fuck? Don't listen. Got a bit going on with him. By the way, it's been hours. Where the hell is...
There he is.
Look at that big bastard. He's Swedish.
He is.
Tell by the flag.
Yep. What we have here?
What you got? What I got for you? You'll have to find out.
Oh no, Scandinavians, Porky.
This could be my next mover.
Wow.
You aren't pissing and shitting.
Oh, he's voiced by Carl. I think that's Carl the Deranged voicing him. That's funny.
You have this, Silent Striders.
Oh, it's Silent Strider.
The future Black Sharks. Respect.
He's a Silent Strider. They're not against humanity most of the time. So it's weird him seeing with a phone with red talons. Oh, jeez.
But I will say, it has a phenomenal actor with a name that Porky hates.
Tell us where the old black shuck is.
Gary. Wow. Oldman.
What? Where the fuck do you think I
There's a Gary, and he now is an old man or dead, one of the two.
He's an old man. He's still alive.
The elder Black Shark.
Really good. Yeah, then he's an old man. Yes. Gary, old man, is an old man.
Be rest assured, uncertain 10% chance I put.
She was trying to. She's dogging.
Live 10%. 10 is largest. There is no larger number. 11.
11.
Oh.
Yeah, she's showing.
Damn.
Yeah, she's a black talent. They are not that intelligent. They're pretty dumb.
Spider's web scream.
Up.
Hostiles have took their defense patterns. Hunters, lots of them.
Oh, Mother Yud Gaia, it will be a slaughter.
Wait, okay.
He's got a bunny coming out of his head.
Father, he's with them. He
what?
knows something about
I
a
don't know.
kidnapped black shark. Very loud, giant ass, goes by Big D.
A man of big, but bigger than Black Shark.
How he's got ruin up.
You are not Shuck yet, Steeg.
Steeg.
This Big of D will know me as such as I take him here and end his regiment.
Why?
The prisoner of war yetn't realizes he's in a war. Oh, så skojet judismänniskan.
No, wait!
Jambles! If his dad knows...
Porky, can you fix that hairy woman with the big tits?
I bet 10 wages!
She shaves her ass just for you so she can sit on your face with no fur.
I'll advocate for you, but I'm also on admin duty.
I'm on admin duty.
He hasn't.
She got that.
But you're the one who has to apply the
She got
shaving
that lean
cream.
beef patty build.
She's got that lean beef patty build. Porky, it's a giant fucking werewolf one.
Let's to move out. Our crusade.
And there is just a zoom in of Big D's butt. Luigi.
Sir.
Yes, son-in-law?
You always have a plan. What are we actually doing?
What Benedicte ordered us to do.
That's it?
Those are your orders.
Orders? Who am I talking to? You've given up!
Nothing of the sort. In fact, now that our coalition cohorts are out of sight, I shall be taking my leave.
You what?
Leave?
You what?
Okay. And Occam agrees with this?
Officially? Of course not.
Do what you wish. Just don't expect me to cover for you, D.
But you're... hold on.
What are you looking at, silly
What is the
butt?
plan here?
The wolf didn't travel here by foot, son-in-law. That puddle back at the chapter house served as her gateway into the umbral plane. And that means the Fleshen world isn't the only realm at play. And to our fortune, Occam is a sorcerer par excellence. Among his trinkets...
Is one able to make temporary gateways
Oh,
into the Umbra?
wow, isn't that convenient? Is that a I'm pretty sure that's a Celtic symbol.
Going to the evil werewolf dimension.
We do not. I, however, do. I shall take the fight straight to these shape
He's
changers.
Dr. Gary,
You won't expect
Indiana.
one of us to be moving between
Wow.
the realms. If my son lives, it's the shortest way to retrieve him.
Don't come off it, you plonker. That dog's no joke. You ain't going in all alone like.
The umbral world is strange, Byzantine, and hostile. I cannot shepherd a group as large as this. Better I move alone, safely.
Stream seems better with shit on mobile.
For an ambush.
Oh, it's just been
So
bad
then
the entire
take
night,
one
Bob.
or
It's
two of
basically
us.
been in the red the entire
It's
time.
suicide going alone.
And it's suicide to venture into these woods without an armed cadre. It is safer here than where I trade, but only should you stick together.
So just take me.
Or me?
Neither of you are ready for the Umbra. You would manifest like lighthouses for spiritual threats. The only way to dull your emotive presence would be to get you inebriated.
What? Drunk?
Yes! And son-in-law, the Persian shadowgrass I've got back in the bus is too much for you!
Persian shadowgrass.
And Gwymmeline,
It means
come
weed.
on. You're lactose intolerant! Your tolerance is weak! You'd be gassed on mere twigs! You're not trained with ganja gurus such as I!
Ganja guru.
You are not prepared!
There's a bunch of women besides him, but like another dude that looks like him behind that woman. What the fuck is that?
Oi, Paul.
Oh, Paul.
I'm going with D.
Boy.
You're what? I say ain't dirty points on the way here. I'm as dull as a rock.
I refuse. You do not have my blessing. You shall not go.
Paul, these weird things done a number on us. Proper large number too.
This man is literally,
Gate, killed poor old
I gotta say, for one, literally British physiognomy, right out the gate here with how he looks. But also literally a living human orc too. I mean, he's pretty much a fucking orc.
Thank you. Even broke our
Paul.
own chair.
But that's because orcs are based on one thing and one thing alone with how they speak. Isn't that right, Weeb? What are orcs based on? With how they speak.
He saved my life, he did.
You remember?
Jumped right in the way of that thing.
Weebus.
Even though I ain't done nothing right by him my whole bleeding life.
Wow.
One day, I's gonna be head of the Blacklaw family, I am. And I ain't going into
Frickin'
that
porky
with a
looking
deck to
butt.
the D's. No.
Oh. Alright, I'm back, guys.
You're welcome. Welcome back. So I was gonna say, first off, Reginald's son here, obviously, you know, based British phenotype of like the utmost degree. He's super British looking, but he also is like a living human orc. But the reason why is because he's a chav, and chavs are the basis for the orc language and how they speak. It's chav. Chav, governor.
Think about what you're suggesting.
Oi, geezer! You listening?
I must warn you, Brockham. We are treading to a realm beyond dangerous.
Yeah. Guess what else is beyond dangerous? Brockham bloody Blacklaw!
Brockham.
Like it or not, I's coming with ya.
My little boy
British Cockney
becomes a man. D, you had better bring him back.
We've lingered long enough. The incantation. You remember it, yes?
Probably better than you. Remember when you inherited this? Back in Malta.
Back in Malta.
I'm trying to forget.
Never discard a good memory.
Oh God.
Get out of here. And,
Gay.
Brockham.
Aye.
But he is Belgian.
Crumpum good.
Crumpum good.
Score some fucking goals, big lad.
That's what I was thinking, cuz. Let's have at it.
I just want to think it goes Crumpum good. Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Cockney.
Bring him back.
Speaking of Cockney accent, when your mouth full and you speak 40k Orcia.
Now! Now! They just left!
Amanda, comms.
$1 million. $1 million.
Vegas. Assuming metaphysical sabotage. We take another route.
$1 million.
Shouldn't we cavalry for the cavalry?
Wow, a whole $1 million dues?
$1 million.
We are in a military operation.
You know, Porky, they're using Las Vegas, as in they're using the Fallout New Vegas radio. You know, that game you don't play.
Wow.
Oh, no, not that he doesn't play it, it's that he's bad at it, so he won't play it.
Wow.
It's true. It's true.
Like that.
It's true.
Shift it, come on.
Alright, let's see them fight the werewolves. Maybe. Oh my god! He is a black shark.
Holy shit! You may know him at once. Should you see him, by his fiery eye, you're joking. That's the Black Shark!
Except it's the other guy. In between scene. Oh, let's read some of the lore here.
I look good in that armor.
The Gladius die is the site of Society of St. Leopold, the patriarchy of collection. The East Anglican Catholic claims to descend from the Order of St. John, an all-female coven to
Order of St. John.
St. John, excuse me. An all-female conclave of scholars. They obtained the assumption wider society. They bore off from St. John long ago and have conformed to the wider doctrine of St. Leopold under the new title, can you read that? The Elfrine Central of East Anglia, I think that's what it says.
The Ephraelian Cenacle of East
Anglia. Okay. Since that, still, they maintain a tradition of female leadership in Sister Major, Benedictine, and honored to continue. Active connection. They're the brothers there, I saw them. Oh, she's changed a bit more to a wolf again.
Not for a bet on who wins, but mate, if you bet on Stig, I'd be in big trouble.
You people are sick.
Speaking of sick, hey Hans, remember that issue I told you about a few months ago? About the whole having to keep paying off local game wardens every time you go nuts topside to let off some steam thing? Well, see, Stig and I had a breakthrough idea. Using only the finest and most ethically obtained resources.
By the way, so they're a coven of werewolves, a pack of werewolves, but they're all different. She's a blood talon. The guy's a silent shredder. He's a glass walker. That's why he can use technology so well. He's a fucking glass walker. It's really weird because usually they don't do this.
So does he walk on glass, or how does that work, Gene?
Oh, how does glass walk?
I'm just asking questions.
You know, you are asking questions. So basically, oh god, I got a plushie. I think it made a Matilda plushie. That's funny. They made a Matilda plushie. She's just looking at it. Nice advertisement. She's she like it?
Guess that works then. I'll go ahead and tell those spider shifters to get started.
No, sorry, Poppy. Listen. I have to go wash my hands because you like to be a stinky butt girl. You remind me of Uncle Porky.
Oh shit. I'm gonna England's most available erected. Oh look, Weeb. It's a fucking Anansi.
Oh, how fun.
Wait till you see her. She's kind of cute. I'll go back so you can see her. Tell me when you're back.
I will.
Okay. Play this again. Just go through the ad again. You're fine. Take your time. Just playing the ad again. She's little fucking. She's looking at the fucking plushie of herself.
Guess that works then.
Other puppy.
I'll go ahead and tell those spider shifters to get started.
Nice. Don't do that.
Will my far-fetched friends avoid entanglement with the local game warden? Will they scurry under the rocks?
All the way she's talking is creepy.
My name is Susie.
There she is, though. That's pretty hot. That's a pretty hot Anansi, but they're supposed to be. Unless you see their true spider form.
England's most affable
Don't care.
Make our heads.
She got a human form. Wood.
Campaign crawling up the chart.
Forky, you really shouldn't, by the way. Anansi can turn into a bunch of fucking spiders. That's a creepy ass thing.
Wow.
Just saying. You shouldn't. Weeb's fine with it. You're not. You wouldn't be fine with it. Oh, yeah, there's the. Oh, there it is. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Still wood.
Still wood. Trademark.
That was a fucked up looking plushie.
Margaret just keeps pissing her off. Alright, let's see. It's about all about the three of them. Let's see. The kin of Old Shuck is hails from different tribes that are united in a purpose. Stego of Silent Striders is the eldest and most renowned, with unflinching faith in Gaia and the Garu Nation. Jambles is a glass walker of the youngest, yep, and though cunning, has yet to take the life of service of Gaia, not particularly cares to. Conventionally hunter of hunters, Matilda Wild, whilst a warrior of the misanthropic Red Tribe, also carries an enormous apathy towards the surely dead Gaia, instead looking to Luna for guidance. Each member is immersed in completely different facets of Garu life. Still, they are fiercely united in their purpose to find the missing Elder Black Shuck, lost somewhere in the apocalyptic hellscape of North Firk. So they're just after their fucking dead mate, and they don't know where the fuck he is. But they're all pissed about it. So that's why they won the hunter data, to find him. Swedish. Why does he have a rabbit there? That's so confusing. Whoa. That's cool. He turned back into his Shuck form. Jesus. Jesus. Well, shit.
Godzilla! I'll find it.
Oh shit, flamethrower.
Ring of fire.
Yeah. Smart. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, he dug. Is that fucking goblin? What's a fucking gremlin there for?
Shoot it!
Oh, got him.
Right in the nose hole.
Oh, oh shit. He was like, wow. Ooh, damn.
A fine shot.
Where is Marcus?
You. I heard you before. You saw me and said, "The Black Shock." You recognize the legend, and
I like this guy.
it with fear.
I like this guy.
Matters to you. Why murder an innocent man?
You started it. Steal Gaia's care. Take our Elder Shock.
Take? Another Black Shuck?
Get down, cat boy!
Monsignor.
Like in filth! How many of your misbegotten kind
His
live
eye.
in these woods?
Big
Right.
voice. Big meat. Small spirit. You are not the hunter I am here for.
You little piece of shit! Execute this gangrene on God's reality! Mother Mary formation! Baby Jesus got my aim!
Baby Jesus got my aim. Oh, they're all the bullets. Oh, what the hell? Gnomes. I see what he's doing. Because he's a silent strider. That's why shit keeps happening. Because fucking little spirits and fae around there keep fucking shit up. There was a fucking...
I hate the fae!
Yep, look, Weeb, the gnomes.
Wow.
Your favorite. Gnomes are fucking shit up at the moment. So
Gnomes
that's...
are gay, like Jenny.
So that's why he just has a fae in his hat too. That rabbit's a fucking fae as well.
You're a fae.
Maybe. Beautifully done gnomes. Whoa. Oh, well, he's dead. Brother!
Damn, dog.
Wow, Porky, you should be proud. Your Swedish people are really showing some might here. It's fine.
Yep. I mean, you're ethnically Swedish.
Have at you, beast!
He's not having it.
Like, what? Why are you hitting me with a stick? That was real close to disaster.
Yeah.
His war form. We need to go.
He hasn't used his wear form now. His war form.
Is there any hope we can outrun him?
There is always hope! That Catboy is right! There is always hope! In Christ! We must pray!
What, is now the time?
Wield the cross, brother!
Yes, Monseigneur! I believe in Christ, warrior! Sword, spat from his mouth! Through him, you will be undone!
Oi, oi, oi! I misjudged you, Kosridare! You
Crusader.
shall make a worthy verse in Shock's song. Your final words shall make for fine lyrics.
We condemn the tongue that rises against us in judgment! For no weapon fashioned against us may prosper! In the name of God!
Uh-oh.
Huh?
What's going on there?
Magneto.
Uh-oh. Oh. Bound. Who's bounding him? Oh, shit. Oh, hell no.
Why is he stopped?
Christ binds the strong man!
Kuka får jag be, låt din syn mig sanningen ge.
Whoa.
A chant? Like hell!
Whoa. Hey, Jesus. Run. Oh shit. Whoa! Oh, he did turn into his war form. Oh, you're fucked.
Shit!
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, damn. That was a critical hit.
Neophyte. Grimoline. Grimoline.
Oh shit.
Grimoline. You'll die.
Oh,
I love Marcus. I love you.
oh no. She dead?
Like this.
Grimoline. No!
Challenge me without fear.
He's impressed.
Oi, oi, oi. Fett bra.
What'd you say?
Bra.
Bra.
It means good.
You mean good.
Good, I mean. Yes.
Because he's Swedish. Oh.
I respect it. So, no war form.
Thank you. No, please!
Damn. Whoa! Damn.
Silver. Silver. Silver on the funny ore.
He changed his mind. Yep. Ooh. Yep. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah.
He's giving her the fucking
like
Omni-Man treatment. Just smash your fucking head down.
Yeah. Damn.
Aye, aye, aye. The rage.
Yeah, the rage overtook him. He didn't mean to, but his rage.
Stain upon my honor.
Yep, he feels bad.
You should have been at a music festival.
He should have been at a music
festival. Canoeing with your funny oar.
Hmm.
I will not yet pursue the rest. Honorable warrior. First, Skyarlo Halair. McGrobbins.
Yeah, he succumbed to something known as the Black Rage. Almost like the Templar thing in Warhammer 40k. With werewolves, they have that sometimes. The Blood Frenzy Rage. It's not good. It's not good.
Angels, my friend.
Not good.
Blood Angel.
Oh, Blood Angels. Sorry.
Yes.
Yes, very much like the Blood Angels then. They're Black Rage. Bloodlusted Rage. He didn't mean to do it, but he couldn't help himself once he felt the silver and felt his life was in danger. That was a good episode.
That was a really good episode.
And there goes Vermilion. After what we were able to know about her, she's now gone. She's dead.
Hopefully she pulls something out of her ass.
We'll see.
We can only hope.
No. Oh no.
By Christ! Oh, my bones!
Thanks, Vinny. Thanks, Vinny.
Mamma mia!
Mamma mia!
We'll get our vengeance! I promise!
Thanks, Vinny. Oh, it's the gnome laughing, too.
Listen, Longshanks, I live here now. Delicious gun. Oh, ja, älskar Elotifemotvo. Oh, gott. Here.
Ogre Pompanang.
I'm scared.
It's okay, maybe.
Delicious bullets.
Delicious bullets.
Listen, Longshanks, I live here now.
Listen, Longshanks.
Assault rifle.
Wow. Assault rifle. Oh shit. The afterlife. Hey. You.
Where am I? Am I dead?
Am I dead?
No.
No.
Is it
No.
hell?
Nope.
It is neither.
He's in purgatory.
This is the space between worlds.
Well, damn.
It's what you have made it. Too high for hell. Yet too cruel for heaven.
Oh, he got. Oh, alright.
No. This isn't right. What must I do? That's entirely up to you to decide.
Oh, shit.
Ellie Waffle. Welcome to
Welcome to. Thanks, Carl. Welcome to fucking purgatory. Wait, no.
Do you hear me?
I repent. Purgatory.
You cannot let me here.
Cannot leave me here. He's speaking French, oh no.
Evil.
Alright, here we go. Oh, I don't know why I just skipped. Go back. You stare death in the face, but it is not your time.
Mi corazón.
Mi corazón.
How sweet of you to visit me when you don't belong here with the dead. One day, many years from now, you will take my hand and walk with me into the dark.
Oh boy.
There was no need to rehearse that journey today. I'll
Death has
give you
titties.
a lifetime's worth of the head
He
start,
sure does.
but don't
Would.
worry. I'll catch up eventually.
Alrighty, next. Here we go. Orc Stormboy's cringe phase.
Oh, my beard was so short. Barely past my waist. I was such a loser.
My fashion sense was so bad back then. See how I'm
There's a
over
fucking
wearing
Skaven.
purity seals. Embarrassing.
And there's a fucking. Oh, god.
That looked good always.
Right, look
What
at
you
all this.
runts jabbering at here? Hey, Crunk, take a look at this photo of you. Remember in your sophomore year when you suddenly started dressing all spiky? What did you call yourself back then? A corn storm or something?
The Corn Storm Boy. That was a thing that existed a long time ago.
Yep.
Excuse me, War Boss, but I must ask you not to call me Crunk. That is my old name. My real name is Gorgas Skull Drinker. This was revealed to me from Korn himself when I discovered my true persona as one of his Storm Boys.
Look at his face.
What you just say? You sniveling little brat! I also wish to file a formal complaint regarding the disorderliness of our warband. Our military lacks a clear chain of command, and there are significant inconsistencies in our regalia.
They really did evolve their animations from just bobbing cutouts up and down. That's true, Bob. Tank tread, oh god.
I'm gonna give you a proper crumping now.
Yeah, he's in for it now.
Whooping faking out that noggin. But this crump is for your own good. Cause you's gonna feel right silly later. War Boss, you don't understand. Being a Corn Storm Boy
Wait, is the real me?
It's not some phase.
It's not a phase, Mom.
It was in fact a phase. Hey, Crunk, remember when you suddenly started speaking normally for a while? What was that about?
They started speaking normally. Oh shit! Green thing, no!
What's his problem? Why is he responding with violence?
I think he's embarrassed. It's hard to tell because that's their response to everything.
Yes. Yes, it is. Nice. Alright, could Lex Luthor solo ever...
Lex Luthor steps up to a podium.
This is this video, also by Strong. Could Lex Luthor solo every X-Men?
In Metropolis.
Oh,
Could
boy.
Bob solo
Smiles.
everything? That's
The
the
whole
real
room
question.
believes
He
him.
might.
He calls it Project Everyman, a voluntary gene therapy that finds the X gene, switches it off clean, and hands mutants what he calls the freedom to choose a normal life. The press eats it up. Outside, protesters hold signs that read, "Science, not fear." It looks like progress. It isn't. 3 floors under a LexCorp black site, craters of mutant hunting sentinel parts are being logged and quietly bolted together. While Lex shakes hands upstairs, his engineers are building something designed to hunt. Then the X-Men intercept an encrypted
Why does he look like he's
LexCorp
elongated in
packet,
the pose?
and
What was that
inside
pose?
Isn't a patient registry. It's a ranked list of every registered mutant on Earth, sorted not by who needs help, but by how hard each one would be to put down. And here's the detail I want you to hold on to. Next to every name is a number, a threat score, and every single one of those
It
numbers
still looks
is a
elongated.
guess.
What's up with that? I don't
Lex
like it.
Isn't offering a cure.
I do not like
He's
that.
doing prep work. This is Mike. We're back for another
This is
awesome
Mike.
video
We're
for
back.
Nerd Science. Leave your like, subscribe, and let's roll it. So the question isn't whether Lex Luthor can beat the X-Men in a straight fight. A bald guy in a suit doesn't outpunch Storm. The question is whether he even needs to, or whether he can lose every fight that matters and still walk away with exactly what he came for. Chapter 1. Cyclops and Havoc versus the War Suit. Cyclops and Havoc hit the black site at 2 a.m., which is exactly when Lex wanted them to. The alarms trip on schedule. The guards fall back on cue. By the time the Summers brothers reach the server room, the war suit's powered up and waiting. Lex built the door they walked through. Cyclops opens with a sustained optic blast, full power, tight focus. And here's where almost everybody gets this character wrong, so slow down with me. Scott's beam is not heat
No,
vision.
it's not.
It is not
Kinetic
a
energy.
laser. Iron Man once clocked it at 2 gigawatts of pure concussive force.
Yes,
A
it is. The
punch,
punch
not a
dimension.
burn. Strong
The
enough
punch
to
dimension.
puncture an inch of carbon steel at 2 feet. The warsuit's field reads the kinetic load, recalibrates in under half a second, and redirects it outward as a shockwave that throws Cyclops off
Lots of AI
his
usage.
feet.
Yes,
Havoc
lots of
hits
it.
differently. His
Havoc
plasma
is
spreads
also
wide.
Scott's
Lower
brother, by the
frequency,
way.
Harder to isolate. The suit staggers. Its shielding flickers, and for the first time all night, Lex has to adapt on the fly. Now, here's the move a lesser schemer makes. 2 brothers, 2 energy outputs, bait them into a crossfire, let them cook each other, walk away. It's the oldest trick in every crossover on the internet, and it does not work because the Summers immunity is canon and it is absolute. Scott
Yeah,
can't be
Scott and Havoc are they're immune to each other's powers.
hurt by his own beams or by Havoc's. Havoc eats Scott's. They are, biologically, the 2 people alive who cannot hurt each other. And when that immunity got stripped from Scott once, his own power detonated in his head from the inside. Lex
That
read
sucks.
the same handbook you and I did. He doesn't waste a cycle on that crossfire. So he does something simpler and worse. He stops trying to out-energy 2 energy mutants and remembers what they actually are under the light show. 2 ordinary human bodies. Scott's only real upgrade is reinforced neck muscles so the recoil doesn't snap his spine. And that's about where it ends. The war suit vents 1 concussive shockwave and slams him into a steel rack hard enough to put him out. 4 minutes, 12 seconds after the breach. Cyclops is unconscious on the floor of a room he thought he was raiding. Havoc sees his brother drop, sees the suit adapting in real time, and gets out smart. But the server room was never the prize. The genetic scanner and the suit's sensor array ran the entire fight. And by the time Havoc clears the building, Lex has complete biological profiles on both of them. Cyclops scores a D. His precision made him readable, and readable got him slammed into a wall. Havoc earns a C. The widespread kept Lex improvising, and he walked out, which is more than his brother managed. The warsuit logs both as resolved. Lex doesn't celebrate. He's already pulling the next file.
Of course he is.
Chapter 2.
Oh, Rogue
Beast
and Beast.
Rogue versus the Pathogen.
The Pathogen, oh.
Lex
Shit.
doesn't send soldiers into the Xavier Institute. He sends air. Sometime before dawn, a synthetic retrovirus drifts through the school's vents, colorless, odorless, engineered to find X-gene activity and flip its off switch like a breaker cutting power to a house. Most of the X-Men sleeping in that building never know. Hank McCoy does. Beast's enhanced sense of smell catches the foreign protein chains before they clear the first floor.
Shit.
And
Well,
his
you might be
brain
fucked.
files it instantly. That doesn't belong. He seals his lab, quarantines himself, and starts working. He's got a few hours before the rest of the team starts showing symptoms. Quick aside, because the adaptations always flatten this. Beast isn't comic relief with big feet. He's one of the sharpest biochemists on the planet, and the comics know it even when the movies forget. But
why are you looking like that,
what's up
though?
with that one?
Yeah, what was that? Let's look that again. That just looks like Beast. That's okay. I'm not as safe with that one.
With big feet. He's one of the sharpest.
I don't like this one. This one scares me.
I don't like the
biochemists
Beast
on
either.
the planet, and the
This one is the
And
biggest.
this one's just mogging on Porky.
Yeah.
Comics know it even when the movies forget. But
I'm glad
the
YouTube
thing
seems
he's
to be better
reverse
now for you, Bob.
engineering carries Kryptonian biotech, cross-referenced against 40 years of human mutation research, and it had a full LexCorp lab behind it. He pulls it apart layer by layer and synthesizes an inhibitor that blocks about 90% of the virus's activity, which sounds like winning right up until the virus mutates around a block. Because Lex built it to do exactly that.
Rip.
Every door Beast closes, the pathogen finds a window. Then Rogue comes in to help. And this is exactly where it goes sideways.
Yep.
She grabs Beast's arm on reflex.
Yep.
And here's the thing people get constantly wrong about her, so let me be clear. Rogue absorbs the living. Powers, memories, life force, skin to skin, off of people. The virus reads that absorption as X-gene activity and hijacks it. Her power inverts. Instead of pulling Beast's biology in, she starts pushing it out. Anyone within 15 feet starts going feline. Muscle density, sensory spikes, motor control their nervous systems weren't built for. 3 teammates hit the floor before anyone understands what's happening. 18 hours in, Beast hasn't slept, and the inhibitor's on its 4th version. The virus is winning on pace alone. What breaks it isn't a breakthrough, it's Rogue. Airborne on a flight and raw strength, she took off Miss Marvel decades ago, snatching a LexCorp medical drone out of the air mid-room. She can't absorb a machine, so she does the next best thing. She crushes it into Beast's hands. He cracks its onboard pharmaceutical database, finds the one synthesis pathway he's been missing, and neutralizes the pathogen. The depowered X-Men start recovering within 6 hours, but Lex already
Why is he
has
wearing
it.
fingerless
6 mutants
gloves?
Depowered in a controlled
Why is he
space.
wearing like one
The
fingerless
retrovirus
glove?
proven its
The other's just like
scale.
another glove.
Infection and recovery
For typing?
curves sitting on his servers. The
Yeah, right.
Institute just ran his
But now he's
phase
not wearing
1
any gloves.
trial for free. Beast earns a B. 18 hours against a weapon designed to beat his exact brain. And he found the answer, just slower than Lex needed him to. Rogue earns a B too. Her reflex caused the crisis and then ended it, which is the kind of chaos variable Lex will model for next time. He
Yes, he will.
moves to phase 2. Atmospheric deployment.
Oh,
he just
shit.
needs the right weather.
That was
so
kinda neat.
he decides to
Yes.
build it.
Oh,
Chapter
shit.
3.
Storm
and Iceman versus Orbital Dead Zones.
Oh, no.
I know what this is starting to feel like. The X-Men lost one fight, 1-1, and they're about to win 2 more. You're sitting there going, where's the threat? Stay with me. The winning is the
nobody
trap.
said that, retard.
And this is the
You're
chapter where
projecting your own
you
straw
start
man,
to see it.
'cause you're
Lex's
fat,
next
you
move
beardless.
never
You have a
touches
beard,
the
but your
ground.
soul is beardless,
3
nigga.
Your
LexCorp
soul is
weather
beardless.
satellites slide into position over New York before sunrise.
I don't like that.
Quiet enough that NORAD logs them as routine orbital corrections.
Oh, great.
They aren't. Within 40 minutes, the air over the city starts changing in ways that have nothing to do with the storm rolling in off the Atlantic. Moisture drops. Thermal gradients flatten. The sky goes thin and dry in a way that feels wrong before anyone can say why. Storm feels it instantly. So does Bobby Drake.
Yeah,
The
how's Bobby
exact
gonna help
thing
you?
they
He's a
both
gay.
run on. Moisture,
Because
temperature
they made him that in the
differentials,
comics because
pressure
reasons.
is being drained
Because
out
they had
of
to do
the
it to
air
somebody.
above them
So they made
like
Iceman
water
gay.
out of a tub.
How's that make you feel,
Lex
Porky?
built a dead zone, and he built it
I
specifically
agree.
for
Wow,
them.
indeed, buddy.
Storm reaches wide first, pulling weather from the systems sitting out over the ocean. Textbook, and exactly what Lex modeled. The satellites track the electromagnetic signature her power throws off. And the second she reaches out, the suppression field expands to match her, chasing her range and stretching another 12 miles in every direction she pulls from. She pushes harder, it follows. No ceiling. Bobby goes underground, drawing moisture up from the water tables below the city and throwing up ice constructs as fast as he can build them. The satellites pivot thermal cannons down and shatter every one before it clears 50 feet. And here's the part that's almost funny if you know the canon. The comics spent decades writing Bobby Drake as the joke of the team. Ice slides and snowballs, the lamest power. Then the 2015 run finally said it out loud. He's Omega level. He doesn't make ice. He is ice. He can
ice.
drag a city block toward absolute zero. Lex's dead zone isn't built for that guy. It's built for the B-lister the comics underwrote for 40 years. He's exploiting a weakness Marvel's own writers invented. And it works because without Storm moving air, Bobby can't get anything past the rooftops. So Storm stops. Not because she's beaten, because she figures out what the satellites actually need. They're calibrated to her. They chase her electromagnetic output the way a heat seeker chases an engine. So she cuts the engine. She drops her weather control to 0 and goes completely still. And with no signal to chase, the field has nothing left to expand toward. It starts collapsing inward, contracting back toward the relay coordinates like a wave with nothing to push. 90 seconds. That's the window before the satellites flip to passive mode and the dead zone stabilizes. Storm and Iceman hit it with everything left. A Category 4 pressure system conjured out of the collapsing field, and a flash freeze aimed straight
and then the
at the
satellites
relay
fall in the
hardware,
city and everybody
cold
dies.
dropping
Yeah, that's
fast
right, buddy,
enough to
alright.
seize it before its thermal
Hell
systems
yeah.
compensate. 2 of the 3 satellites
No, they got him
go
over India where
dark
nobody cares.
and start
Oh, true,
losing
yeah.
altitude.
Nice.
The third stays up just long enough to finish transmitting. Every second of it, Storm's reach pattern, her suppression threshold, Bobby's build rate under fire. The exact moment she went still and why it worked lands on LexCorp servers before the satellite burns up on re-entry. Storm earns an A. Reading the machine and using stillness as a weapon was the one thing Lex didn't fully account for. Iceman earns a B. He kept pressure on the whole fight, but he was reacting to a problem Storm had to solve before he could do anything decisive. Lex lost 2 pieces of hardware. He gained a complete atmospheric combat model on both of them. Tell me that trade feels even. Chapter 4. Professor X and Jean Grey
versus the psychic firewall. Oh boy.
Lex's endgame isn't a weapon. It's a mind you can't read. Deep in LexCorp's servers, he's been building something off Brainiac's architecture, an intelligence designed not to think, but to calculate. Running logic at machine speed through pathways that throw off no psychic signature at all. Professor X pushes his telepathy into LexCorp
He's not crippled anymore in the comics, though. He can walk now again.
Headquarters and finds nothing
X gonna
where
give
Lex
it to you.
should be. Not silence, not a block
Why
signal,
he looking like that?
the absence of anything
Why he looking like
a
that
brain
for?
would generate. You can't read a mind
why you look
that
haggard,
doesn't
dog?
have one. When Xavier reaches for Lex's actual biological mind, he hits the second layer, and this is where Lex shows how much homework he did. The shielding is built off Magneto's helmet, which is the single most reliable piece of anti-telepathy tech in the whole canon. It's why every schemer who's ever wanted to keep Charles Xavier out of his head eventually copies that helmet. Then Lex refined it using Xavier's own published academic work
Wow.
on psionic wave modulation.
Oops.
Charles is a real researcher in canon. He wrote the papers, and Lex read them, found the frequencies Xavier defaults to under pressure, and tuned the shield to reject those specifically. Xavier is trying to pick a...
Here. Also, OBS finally disconnected. It's not reconnecting. Are we gonna have green for spawn year? We are! Look at that! We have green for spawn year. That's
This
funny
is
as
day
fuck.
15 of Spawn
That's
Year.
funny as shit. Now to watch 16 videos of this, and then we're done.
7?
16.
I already do.
Day
Porky,
15.
this is why I love you more than Queen.
Spawn 15.
Hell yeah.
351 days remain. There's Captain Logan. He looks like you, Porky.
But Porky's not a captain, he's an admiral.
I thought he was a modern major general.
I can handle it.
There is, too.
So now everything's moved
I was
forward.
wrong about my point.
Everything's
of
moved
Clown
forward now.
presenting
Now we're
himself
in the
as hero
green.
in the medieval Spawn story, being that the good guy doesn't always win, and we can see that by the cover of this issue. Violator didn't actually disintegrate the Hellspawn. He teleported out of his costume, which is pretty clever. Maybe more clever than anything we've seen Al do in 14 issues. Then, Medieval Spawn manages to decapitate Violator, though in Clown's version it's Violator who cuts the Spawn's head off. Once again, Clown continues to talk about working for a devil while pretending like he was the gallant defender of the village he actually barbecued. I still don't get it. Violator gets a pat on the back when he returns to hell in the flashback by Malbolgia because even though Medieval Spawn defeated him, the Spawn proved he was ready to be in Bolgia's army, and Violator inadvertently took the one good thing in Medieval Spawn's life away from him. His princess leaves him after Violator forces him to reveal his true face. Scarred.
It's stable now, though, for everybody because it's in the green, which is funny.
For becoming a Hellspawn.
But you'll be here in time for the movie.
Successes happen on accident. Malbolgia may be happy with this outcome, but it didn't come about.
It's funny because the stream's finally being nice out. I mean, finally like stabled out. And guess what's happening outside? I see thunder and lightning.
Raid against a beast.
Very, very frightening.
Once again, please explain, dear reader, why Violator tells his boss he.
Gene, we need to have a night where we watch Faust that
when he
Spawn
surprised
and
Al
point
can
out
survive
everything
without
Spawn
a heart
stole.
in the bipolar issue number 4. But once again, despite a lack of logic, the art is dynamic and exciting.
Faust is hard to
one
find,
idea
though.
I do really like is that Violator is the basis for dragon myth.
Yes.
It's genuinely funny when he says he doesn't know why he was colored green, but he likes the fame so he can't complain. I also like the parallels between the two Hellspawn situations. Neither can be with the woman he loves because of his new role as an agent of hell, and when the princess recoils at Medieval Spawn's undead face, I find myself wondering if Wanda will react the same way if and when she sees what has become of Al.
Remember,
It's
Al can
interesting
still
that
turn
Medieval
human, but
Spawn
he doesn't like the fact he
attempted
turned
to
into a
have
white
some semblance
boy.
of a normal life after being reincarnated as a Hellspawn,
That's a
forming
part of the
romance
comic.
as a Spawn instead of before. If only Al would try something similar, I'm sure he inevitably would also be deprived of his happiness and be alone forever, but I have to read about him all year, and I'm hoping he gets out of this alley before I get out of this graveyard. The rest of the issue
Don't worry,
is just
he
Spawn
never
calling
does.
with a guy
Even to
mad
this day, he's
Spawn
still in the
for
alley.
sneaking
How's that make
behind
you
a
feel,
restaurant,
Weeb?
who stupidly picks a fight with Spawn even after he
That's
agrees
bad,
to
isn't it?
leave. A
That
scene
he's not
filled
out of
with
that
more
alley still to this
needlessly
day?
wordy narration boxes that remind us Spawn is conserving power and doesn't need it to thrash some random unarmed guy in an alley. Spawn then declares, naked and angry, that This is Spawn territory. And I couldn't shake this sudden mental image of Spawn trying to run his own Italian restaurant. The last page reminds us about
wow,
that subplot
Italians
with
thrown
Terry
under the bus for a
Fitzgerald,
Spawn comic. How does that make you feel, Weeb?
Too, with one of Wynn's goons calling Terry in the middle of the night just to threaten his family. So this whole issue can be summed up by saying, people explain and occasionally declare things. I guess I could declare this Captain Logan territory. But it's not very dramatic, because I'm the only one here, and I don't really like this place. Can I go home now? Has it been a year yet? Signed, Captain Logan.
There's day 15 done. Now we got 16 more videos to go.
Lock in, Porky.
Wow.
They're short.
You're locked in. Hope you're locked. Porky, lock up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it in.
Let the madness begin.
Lock it up. Lock it in.
Porky's got no chin.
That's from the accident when he was born.
Wow. It's fine. No, it's fine. I'll hang around. I enjoy being here.
I can tell.
We love you.
I am Doomsvince, and this is day 16
of Spawn Year. Bueno. If it makes you feel any better, Strong, that's technically not lost from your Luthor vs. X-Men video. It just jumped to this because that's where it actually was. When the stream's finished, it'll actually be.
Just when I was starting to wonder how much more of this I could take, Grant Morrison just saved Spawn Year. Don't get me wrong.
Oh no, not Grant Morrison. That bald head's that guy's a fucking crackhead.
I've liked some of what I've read so far, in spite of a lot of intense frustration, especially when it comes to Violator, who seems about as good at evil schemes as an armadillo would be at latch hooking. Like Neil Gaiman and Alan Moore before him, Morrison puts his trademark stamp on this issue and introduces some wonderfully original...
Also, out of all these people, it's fucking funny that Alan Moore, the crackpot hippie communist, is the most sane one, where Neil Gaiman's a user of several sexual allegations that are really bad. Like, really, really bad.
Oh, no.
Yeah. 1 second, sorry. I paused and then my mouse is fucking just gone somewhere. I don't know where the fuck it is. Just play the video. Nope. Oh, there we go.
Imaginative elements, both to the mythos of Spawn and to his backstory. Again, since McFarlane signed off on this story, but he has no credit for plotting, it's hard to know if any of these ideas were in any way his, but they might have been, and if Morrison perhaps deserves the credit. I love the idea that Malbolgia and Wynn
Everyone loves Porky. Gene, loose the
together to have Al murdered so he could become Spawn. Wynn actually being aware of Hell's plot is a jaw-dropping reveal. And then, in the same issue, for Wynn to become Heaven's version of Spawn, the anti-Spawn, who's chosen as a warrior and given special powers with no
This doesn't last
no
more than an issue, though.
Genius. The idea that Heaven's angels work like a corporation out of an Earth-based office building was already fascinating, and probably Gaiman's idea, and here we're told the building has no markings and isn't numbered. Guess that means no Jimmy John's delivery for the angels. But now Morrison is really calling into question just how much of a battle between good and evil this really is. Given how Heaven just plucks up Wynn and violates him by transforming him into this supernatural creature, and not even sure a mortal can withstand the elemental fire, Hell and Heaven's tactics don't seem at all dissimilar. I suppose it could be argued that Heaven is doing this to a bad man, and maybe forcing him to fight an agent of evil as his penance, and that justifies it. But the angels seem far more concerned with strategies of war and taking out this Spawn who is supposed to be, quote, special, than they are with human morality. Morrison also introduces psychoplasm, which is maybe the coolest name for any substance in the history of everything, which is what hell is made of, and presumably what Spawn and or his costume is made of, given his green eyes and the green mist we see whenever he uses his powers.
Again, cool ideas.
Psychoplasm reacts to emotion.
They won't stick. Just to be on the fair side, none of the shit sticks.
I like that there's a pseudo-scientific reason behind hell.
Wanna know why?
Hell being made of a physical, manipulatable
because if
substance.
Todd McFarlane didn't write it, then it's not canon, even though he signed off on it. He can change it whenever he feels like.
Earth manifested as places all smashed up together from Al's
That is a little gay, I know.
The army is trying to contain Simmons.
Don't worry, we're gonna keep seeing that theme.
Experiments on psychoplasm, and two Violator-esque hell beasts attack and kill the soldiers. I love Morrison's ability to use over-the-top, absurd concepts like psychoplasm and anti-spawn, and make them feel totally believable in this world. It ramps up the fun, the creativity, and the unpredictability of this book. Morrison also gives Spawn, gasp, something intelligent to do. He finally digs up his grave to see if his body is still there.
From the HBO episode, TV show. We've seen that.
So
this was adapted from this comic book into a TV show.
It's funny how he suddenly thinks.
And remember, this is like issue fucking 16 in the whole series.
How odd it is that he just thought of it. But how do you have a character do something productive suddenly when he's mostly talked to himself and wandered around? If McFarlane had written this issue, I'd almost imagine Al's casket would have to walk up to him in the alley and invite him to open it before he would have thought of it. It is an appropriate time for the reader, at least, given that we're finding out about psychoplasm at the same time as Al is finding out what he really is.
That's the problem with Todd McFarlane. Artist, not a writer. His fucking writing sucks.
And entertaining. Easily my favorite issue so far. Spawn Year may ultimately be hell, but today at least is a day I was happy to be here. Signed, Captain Logan.
He's actually good. He's happy that he read a decent comic book for once from fucking Spawn's run. And we're only issue 16 in. Again. But remember, comics are published monthly. That means it's been over a fucking year in the comic book world. My mouse is missing again. I do that. It doesn't matter. Oh, there we go. Didn't really matter too much because it's gonna blow the next video anyways. I just wanted in case they wanted to pause. Oh, now we're back on the road again, boys. By the way, just I'd mention that.
I am Doomsvince.
How fun.
And this is day 17.
No. Oh, we're for a minute. We're actually back in the green really quickly, so I think it's actually done being fucking stupid. And the end structure of the stream, so that's fun. Spawn here. Day 17. Issue 17. 349 days remain.
I think the entire publication history of Spawn is actually just an elaborate and convoluted plot, orchestrated from the very beginning by Doomsvince to drive me insane. Somehow he knew that I would drink myself into a Mountain Dew-induced sugar coma, and that I would wind up here, where he could coax me into agreeing to any bizarre and ridiculous activity he could dream up in payment for my alleged eventual return to normality. Somehow, from dark, unholy, primordial forces beyond human comprehension, Doomsvince orchestrated a plan not to coerce Todd McFarlane into creating an intolerable comic book, but one with a lot of broad, sweeping issues in plotting and characterization with just enough genuine originality to make me that much angrier at the broad, sweeping issues.
Yeah.
Doomsvince must have planted the idea in McFarlane's head to do the Spawn Batman crossover with Frank Miller right in the middle of narrative choices that would make me consider smashing my head against a tombstone, so that Grant Morrison could take...
It's so weird. That's so weird of a team-up because these companies do not like each other. Image technically was formed because they were people that were ex-Marvel people that didn't like fucking how Marvel was writing things and left. During 1996, by the way, one of the worst years in comic books.
Brains for a whole story.
So, you know.
Not knowing if Morrison was just filling in for one issue like Moore, Miller, and Gaiman,
Edgy boys.
I thought yesterday I may have just gotten a short reprieve. But no. Doomsvince is toying with me by supplying a short but steady stream of not decent writing, but outstanding writing.
Yep.
He wants me to feel comfortable, to let my guard down, just long enough to really smash my brains into a tombstone when the creativity and common sense goes away again. Like getting a Chipotle burrito, eating a quarter of it, and then having it taken away and replaced with Taco Bell. I don't mean to imply that Todd McFarlane is a Taco Bell. Clearly, he's not. He's a person. As I've said before, his art is off the charts.
Again, the art looks nice, doesn't it? The art looks good.
It does look nice.
But too bad the writing. If Todd's not doing it, it's fine. But if he's doing it, it's really bad.
The story isn't well thought out.
Yep.
In writing, compared to Morrison, he is a Taco Bell. As an artist, he's definitely a Chipotle. But we have the best of both worlds here, because in McFarlane's absence, starting last issue, we have Greg Capullo drawing. And he's not exactly a Taco John's himself. His art is very comparable to McFarlane's.
Taco John's.
Not quite as splashy, but pretty close. And the style and energy of the art and the layouts is exactly the same. This issue didn't blow me away like the last one, but it has a lot of custodial duties to tend to. Primarily letting Al in on what psychoplasm is by having Malbolgia bring him to Simmonsville and introducing him to Anti-Spawn.
Papa John's?
I somewhat resist Al having to learn about something we already know about, but dealing with the personal implications of knowing he's made of the same stuff Hell is made of, while also introducing us to the substance and revealing Wynn's connection to Malbolgia would have been too much to digest in one issue. As a result, this one is less dense, but still well-paced and exciting. I like the nightmare Spawn has to experience of seeing physical, twisted manifestations of his own memories just after digging up his own grave. I also like that, given Anti-Spawn is a major adversary since he was created by angels for the sole purpose of killing Spawn, their battle is too big to be resolved in a single issue, but starts fairly early in this one. The issue ends with the two.
But Anti-Spawn will change his name, by the way. It's going to be Pentance or something like that, I think.
Real challenge for
I forget what his actual name is.
Someone that can actually damage his symbiotic costume. The idea of the costume being alive has been hinted at before, but is fully confirmed here. And I like that we see other creatures from Hell talking about the rules of the suit, and that it's bonded to his nervous system. I love how unapologetically off the wall Morrison and Capullo are sometimes, and everyone in the book plays it so straight it's easy to just accept, like the fact that Anti-Spawn has a belt with a Spawn logo and a slash through it. There's also a short scene with Wanda telling Terry she feels Al's presence, like he's still around, and given that Spawn's activities, such as they've been, have affected their lives but they don't know it, I buy her gut feeling, and it doesn't come off as some flaky, vague soul connection or something. Right now, I'm loving Spawn Year. I could do this for 11 more months. But I'm no violator. I can think more than a day ahead. I don't know if Doomsvince really has the power to manipulate the production of Spawn's publication, just as in my head, but
this is the face I make when I have to torment Weeb, by the way. The face Doomsvince is making right now.
Because it's the right pork.
I'm keeping my guard. I thought it was Bob. So I'll enjoy my Chipotle.
I mean, you could see that as Bob too, Porky. When he mentions gnomes and Weeb's presence, or like Billy Zane.
Signed,
or
Captain Logan.
Christian Slater.
When we're gonna watch Pump Up the Volume.
With Christian Slater.
Gleaming the Cube.
Is that also Christian Slater?
Yeah, that's the skateboard one.
Oh, yeah.
Got Tony Hawk in it?
Oh, yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Tony Yearhawk.
Oh, Tony Yearhawk.
Wow.
Day 348. It continues. It's designed by his wife. Doomsvince says himself. Geekvolution. Next, we're on Spawn Day 18.
I am Doomsvince. This is day 18 of Spawn Year.
That's right. Day 18. Day 18. Spawn 18. That's a good art for the cover.
Hell yeah.
Just laying down and reading it.
As much praise as I
It's really trying to force the Batman Spawn crossover. By the way, I keep seeing it on the back of the fucking
this fight between Spawn
comics.
and Anti-Spawn,
Really trying to sell that.
Parallels and implications they're not even aware of. Morrison
These
uses
people are
the
under
classic
my
secret
protection.
identity trope to allow these enemies to have it out
We
before
feed
Spawn
them
realizes
lies
this is
from the
a great
Baby
deal
Gun.
more personal for him and isn't just about the larger conflict between heaven and hell that he's trapped in the middle of. And really, when is Al's
Everybody's kissing Porky.
given their history and the fact that Al has something to really pay Wynn back
Against
for.
his will.
I like that Wynn isn't merely being controlled by Heaven, but that, like Al, there's an arrangement between them and the entities that bestowed this power on him. Al's arrangement is that he's supposed to give himself up as a servant to Malbolgia, to lead Bolgi's army in exchange for getting to see his wife again. Wynn seems to be paying a penance for his sins, and so his arrangement is a bit different. As soon as he has defeated the Hellspawn, he'll be allowed to rest, to lose the painful elemental fire burning inside him.
Yes, because he's a
Both
bad
deals
person with
are
holy
about
powers.
pain,
That's why it hurts
and
him.
these men trying to avoid it. But Spawn had a choice, was lured by hell because it dangled the thing he cherished most in front of him, and now he suffers living in a world he can't really participate in. He suffers because of that choice. Wynn isn't given a choice except to fight or not to fight, and he's forced to serve Heaven for all the terrible choices he's already made in his life. I really like that this is a direct consequence of what he had done to Al. Heaven recruits him to kill Spawn, and he is directly responsible for helping to create Spawn. So we see the larger battle between Heaven and Hell.
Again, cool
waged
ideas.
simultaneously
Too
with
bad
this
it doesn't
personal
stick.
battle between two men. And since they're pawns for opposing teams right now, I think it's important they don't know the personal stakes here. This is also a very appropriate time to introduce the idea that there are ways for Al to get away from Malbolgia's control, but still keep his powers, which he learns from a new face in the alley who claims he is like Cagliostro. I guess there's a club for old men with more knowledge about Spawn than Spawn has. It's called the Timely Exposition Society.
Yes.
There are several famous and distinguished actors who cameoed in a lot of movies late in their careers who are also members. Morrison is laying a lot of foundation in his brief stint here for the mythology of this world, and to give Spawn motivation to be proactive. In issue 16, he revealed an important piece to Spawn's past he needed to move on. That his body isn't really his body, and that he is an entirely new creature. And here, he's told he might be able to get out of this deal and find a way to live his own life. He's giving McFarlane a whole lot to work with, though, as I said with issue 16, it's impossible to know if Morrison and McFarlane might have sat down to hash out any of this together. The reason I said it isn't as strong as it began is because Spawn defeats Anti-Spawn a little too easy for my taste, and the conclusion feels hurried, like Morrison is trying to give his 3-issue stint some closure, but clearly there's more he would have liked to do. Having the Angels say this first fight was just a test run seems like an easy way to get in there, introduce some really creative ideas, and then get out just before the boss gets back and realizes you've added things to his work that aren't easily unadded. I do like that last panel with the Angels giving Wynn more elemental fire. Like Al's arrangement with Malbolgia, the Angels are doing just what they said they'd do. Let Wynn rest when his mission is completed. They just didn't tell him everything, like Bolgi didn't tell Spawn that he could see his wife again, but that she'd be happily remarried and he would have skin the texture of burnt marshmallows. I would have enjoyed the end of this issue more if I hadn't read the letters page, where someone asked if he'll bring Anti-Spawn back, and McFarlane's reply is, Grant has laid the foundation of a great concept for me, and I will be bringing him back in the future.
Oh no.
It just won't be Jason Wynn in the body armor.
Oh no, he's gonna bring him back, boys, but it's not gonna be Wynn next time.
I have never, to my recollection, though there are all those later Spawn comics Dooms Vince is stricken from my memory, seen a
Why does he
letters
look so
page
angry,
that
Gene?
diminishes the story
He's angry
and the
about it.
issue it's printed in. Morrison builds up this great layered rivalry between these two men, parallels the recruiting methods of Heaven and Hell in the process, sets Wynn up to be trapped by Heaven like Al is trapped by Hell, possibly forever if he can't kill Spawn, and considering Spawn's name is in the title, he should be around for a good long time. And McFarlane's bringing back the armor, but not the man in the armor? That's like S.H.I.E.L.D. almost recruiting Iron Man, but not Tony Stark. Which didn't take, And neither should this. Forget waiting for Morrison's arc to finish before I get disappointed again. I'm disappointed now.
I'm disappointed
if
now.
Vince really did read
Face? Look at that. Look at that face.
Yeah, that's my face when I have to stream with
I was
Gene.
expecting not to necessarily like the next issue, but this. Oh, if I only skipped the letters.
If only I
Well
skipped the
played,
letters.
James Vince. Well played.
Gene's a
Signed,
real butthole.
Captain Logan.
Don't worry, Weeb. We only have more to go.
He uses me for my polls. That's it. That's all I am to him. Card ripper.
Rip the cards, card ripper.
That just brought a tear to my eye, Gene. I'm actually crying. You cry. Broke my heart, Gene.
Not again.
You broke my heart, Gene.
Not again.
I'm gonna have to kill Porky now.
Not again. Not this timeline. Please.
Fixing to get touched now because of you.
Oh no. By Hans?
And Franz.
Erased. Now, Frank Miller isn't my favorite Batman writer, but this is laughably beneath him. The only positive things I have to say is that, for the most part, it's a lot of fun to look at. And the gag at the end where Spawn tells Batman he wants to bury the hatchet, Batman says, bury this, and there's a full page of Spawn smiling with a battering launch.
Why does it look like that?
It's pretty clever. But no full page of Spawn smiling with a
So stupid. Ah yes, Batman, known for throwing batarangs in people's faces and leaving them just there.
Battering launched in his face.
Did I show you this,
But Miller
Porky?
dumbs Batman down to a punk, basically characterized the same way Miller did him years later in All-Star Batman and Robin, and he constantly melodramatically repeats himself like he fell out of a Sin City book, although to be fair, Spawn actually does it more.
Oh,
Had
no.
it. You've had it. Catch my breath. Just catch my breath. And Spawn is powered down so Batman can match him in a fight. When they first meet, Batman hits Spawn with some nerve gas that makes it hard for him to breathe and makes him throw up a lot. And I really doubt that's just because he isn't using his powers. He wastes magical energy in other places in the book, so I would figure he can spare some to heal himself.
Nah.
This is the guy who got his heart ripped out by Violator and got up seconds later. And I'm supposed to buy Batman has anything that can slow him down this much? And why does it matter so much to make them evenly matched anyway? Is this the new ultimate fight nerd debate? Now it's not who would win between Batman and Superman, but Batman and Spawn? It isn't as if this book is called Spawn versus Batman. Wait a minute. On the cover it's simply Spawn Batman. In the publication information, it's Spawn-Batman. But where it feels necessary to let us know this, quote, does not represent current DC continuity, it is Spawn versus Batman.
Oh, no.
Well, that might have been interesting if Batman were to decide Spawn is too dangerous to roam free, to see him try to defeat Spawn with his wits instead of gadgets that work on Spawn because he's Batman and Miller says they do. And to see Spawn maybe try to prove to Batman that despite his rougher methods, he believes in justice and they're not so dissimilar. As is, this is as typical as the superhero team-up gets. Batman and Spawn conveniently find each other, completely by accident, when Batman passes by Spawn's alley while tracking a severed cyborg head to New York. And
What?
by the way, I hate it when New York exists in DC. It already has Gotham and Metropolis. Given that this is, as the editor's note says, a companion piece to The Dark Knight Returns, why can't Spawn just be in Gotham?
Yeah.
This is more of a Batman story anyway, such as it is, but at least it isn't pages of exposition about crossing the barriers between comic book universes like so many of these crossovers are. I do like the idea that here, they both just live in the same world and it just gets on with it. But rather than crafting a tale that intelligently explores the parallels and differences between these men,
I'm
Miller goes
intelligent,
for the easy and obvious stuff.
bye.
Batman is a disciplined fighter who has regard for human life.
Wow, he
Spawn
gets
is
that
unbalanced,
Hey, I only
and
eat
has a
glue
disregard
sometimes.
for human life. At one point, Spawn does a mind meld
At
of
least it's
sorts
not
on
Gorilla
Batman
Glue.
to prove to him that Margaret Love is
I
behind the
get
mind
glue.
experiments, turning people into cyborgs against
What
their
the
will,
hell is
and that
even
he's
this
not
art?
the bad guy as Love tried to convince Batman of. They learn each other's origins there, and Batman finally reluctantly decides to work with Spawn, but it's more of an expository plot contrivance to put these two guys on the same side right at the end so we can wrap the book up, rather than an interesting look at these two men's conflicting philosophies and the different pasts that have created them. It's a paint-by-numbers crossover. The heroes meet, they fight, they hate each other, they realize it was all a misunderstanding, they continue hating each other through an uneasy alliance, and they thwart an altogether simple and uninspired villain plot together. Miller tries to make Margaret love a figure from Al's past, which I appreciated, who he saw laugh while butchering people back when he was a soldier, but it's a weak effort of trying to connect this generic villain to one of our heroes. She has a cliche Bond villain plot, kill everyone with nukes and rebuild the world in her image to, quote, save people from the burden of choice. It might have been nice if that philosophy was compared to Spawn's and Batman somehow, if it was used to show them their similarities. But again, that's asking too much from this book. We have a Batman who smiles while beating up Spawn, and a Spawn who could have been any other anti-hero in comics, besides that Batman needs his powers to teleport away from nukes.
No one can.
Yes, Batman, we get it. Spawn is undisciplined. Okay, got it. Undisciplined. Does Spawn have any discipline?
Sorry, but that's not going to cut it in the future.
Thank you. Odd that that's a bigger deal to you than the fact that hell is real and all of that.
Sorry, buddy.
But whatever. I suppose McFarlane's nod to Dark Knight Returns on the cover with Batman and Spawn jumping in front of lightning is neat. Too bad the book itself.
You're now whatever's the current metal.
Maybe I'll get lucky, and this is the only bad crossover I'll have to read this year. I think I'm out of ink.
Uh-oh. He's out of ink. Uh-oh. He's out of ink. Can't keep writing. That's a problem. You're out of ink, boys. How's he going to keep writing? He runs out of ink. I know you're on pens and needles. How's he going to keep writing if he's out of ink? Yeah, might just be his own blood.
Shit.
Piss.
Porky.
Well, he might use Porky. He might use Porky to write. That's true. Geekvolution. Guess we're gonna find out.
I am Doomsvince.
Porky eats when he's scared.
It's day 20.
It's day 20 of Spawn Year. 11 more videos to go, boys, and then we're done for the night. Because that will be the first month of Spawn Year.
Excited, Porky?
What?
You excited? Day 20 of Spawn Year. Batman and Spawn and War Devil. Another crossover with them. Yes. I know. It shouldn't have happened. Band-Aid. Oh, yep. He did it.
How appropriate that I should have to start draining my own blood to write with on a day where the comic I've been assigned to review includes a plot to open a gateway to hell via a bloody pentagram. As unfun and time-consuming as it was,
he's writing with his own blood now.
With, but not pass out. The one consolation is the comic wasn't half bad. The DC published companion piece to the Miller-McFarlane crossover may be lacking in splashing
He's using a little quill,
but it makes up for it with a more competent story with intelligent reasons for Batman and Spawn to both be here. And the gritty, sometimes sketchy pictures definitely match.
This does look some really good art, by the way.
The creative team is certainly nothing to sneeze at. 3 veteran Batman writers all putting this together. Doug Minch, Chuck Dixon, and Al Grant.
Nice.
With art by Klaus Janson, who's done a fair amount of Batman work himself. Rather than the wild-eyed, almost deranged Batman Miller gave us, this is the classic, no-nonsense, confident detective.
Look at
who
that.
only speaks when he thinks it's necessary and is always eloquent when he does so. Without the presence of Spawn, this could easily have been a story in Detective Comics. It's Batman investigating a mystery of the occult, one that leads him to a demon from hell by the end, and thus Spawn is drawn to it because said demon wants to capture him as part of his plans. What instantly makes this story interesting is that it's set up from the beginning as a mystery based in real-world American history. Famously, the last settlers of the Roanoke colony
used Roanoke,
in the late 1500s. What happened to them was never discovered.
No.
The only clue, a word etched in a tree, Croatoan. So this book has Batman and Spawn solve that mystery, and finds a plausible way to connect them personally to it. A man named Vesper began a huge development project for a massive tower in Gotham 6 years prior to this, when someone hired Al Simmons to assassinate him. Batman was there, but couldn't stop Al in time. In Vesper's absence, Virgil Dare is in charge of the project, suspiciously the direct descendant of Virginia Dare, the first British child born in Roanoke. Vesper suddenly shows up in the present, turns out not to be dead, and says he's there for the grand opening of the tower. As Batman investigates, and then later works with Spawn, they discover Vesper is a demon named Croatoan, which really does sound like a Spawn universe sort of demon name, and that Roanoke was a point of a giant pentagram with this tower in the center of it, a plan he's had in motion for 400 years to bring hell to Earth and control both. Again, it's nice that Spawn and Batman just exist in the same universe and there's no interdimensional travel going on. And this time, it's Spawn coming to Batman's turf.
Oh, so
it
it goes to
happens
Gotham.
in Gotham, and I like that there's not even a mention of New York. The focus is on solving a mystery rather than on fan service. There's nothing gimmicky or commercial about this crossover. Spawn and Batman both serve the story, and we still get interesting moments of interaction between them. They still get in a fight when they first meet, but it's for a great reason, and it isn't the entire story. Spawn attacks Batman because he thinks Batman is another demon sent by Malbolgia to torture him. That's very clever. Batman designed his costume to be terrifying to make criminals question whether he's human, and it works so well.
It works on Spawn. That's funny.
I love how cool-headed Batman is. He doesn't seem to like Al much better than Miller's Batman did, but he's subtle about it, and it's more entertaining that way. After he convinces Spawn he isn't a demon, he just says, "Why are you in Gotham, and how soon will you be leaving?" I love that in this version, Spawn develops a deep respect for Batman, seeing how he helps stop Vesper for no personal gain. He gives, yet asks for nothing. A man who knows what his real face is and wears it with no apology. The kind of man I'll be. I love that ending. There's an emphasis on how Al is new to this and is uncertain about who he is in this second life, so now he wants to use Batman's example to become a superhero. As much as I like the setup of the mystery and the part each hero plays, it is very plot-heavy and could have used more pages to really explore and contrast Batman and Spawn, but at least it doesn't do that in a superficial way like Miller's story does, and it does tell a cohesive story.
Well,
Spawn defeats Croatoan in an extremely anticlimactic way, one of those ethereal, beating evil with love sort of climaxes, and that was quite disappointing. All in all, though, a good read and a nice treat after a day of siphoning my own blood into a bowl. Oh well, I suppose it helps to pass the time. Signed, Captain Logan.
But you feel woozy after that. Oh, he's got a knife. Oh.
Yep. Oh, that's a Klingon knife.
Oh, look at that. Wow, wow. Wow. Geek pollution.
Geek pollution.
I am Doomsvince, and this is day 21 of Spawn Year.
Oh boy. Spawn Year. Violator number 1. That's right. Violator gets its own spin-off.
Blood. Just 3 weeks into Spawn Year, and already my life is about nothing but blood. I write with it, I smell it all the time now, I read about it. Obviously, I've been reading about blood since I started, but not like this. First, that bloody pentagram from Batman's Spawn, and now demons ripping people in half and Clown punching through a holy shot in the back of a guy's head and that he's stuck wearing the rest of the issue because he can't get it off.
Wow.
Violator is a 3-issue miniseries, and I have mixed feelings about it. On the one hand, I don't really want to read about the most moronic and least forward-thinking character in the Spawn books so far for 3 issues on his own. But on the other hand, it's Alan Moore, the architect of this universe's hell, playing in specifically that part of the universe again, as Violator's monstrous siblings debate about whether to help him with his new predicament of mortality now that Bulgy has taken away his powers.
Wow.
Maybe Moore is going somewhere with this, but from this first issue, it feels unnecessary. Does anyone really care that much about where Clown is between being grounded by a Malbolgia and recounting his medieval exploits to random kids in an alley, Clown has taken credit for eviscerating a lot of Tony Twist's henchmen. Like I said, he's a real forward thinker. And so Twist orders some of his remaining men to throw him in the drink with concrete galoshes, as it were.
Concrete
galoshes. Of course, even Clown is smarter than expendable comic book meathead henchmen, and he manages to take one of them with him by biting his tie, a fitting move for a guy whose signature is ripping into guys with his teeth in his natural form. He gets the henchman's gun, kills him, and then kills the rest of them really, really violently. That's how he ends up with one of their heads stuck on his arm. So Twist hires a hitman to kill Clown, and after overkill, and now this guy, I'm beginning to wonder if he just keeps cartoonish assassins with silly names in a big toy box somewhere. This one is the Admonisher. Now, I know what admonish means, but here are some synonyms from the Spawn-Year Thesaurus in case you don't. Caution, advise against, warn, rebuke. That's right. This guy's obsession is to give you a lot of verbal crap before he murders you.
Great.
There's not much of a story here, which is odd for the usually oh-so-layered Alan Moore. But I sure can't say that at least a lot of it isn't entertaining. I think Moore is channeling Ben Edlund here. Admonisher's battle cry is, "I am the Admonisher, and I'm here to give you a darn good telling off." There's something amusing about a comic book this violent being so...
He looks like another DC character that's basically... is that DC character? Maybe it's a Marvel character.
After a couple
the guy that basically takes a bunch of drugs and becomes like a super soldier. I forget what his name is.
Around a TV set.
It's like American flag paint on his face too. I don't remember what his name is. Let me go find it out.
And a bizarre image flashed in my head as Clown gets on an escalator. All these and villain names in these books. I imagined a stair-step shaped mouth monster called the Escalator. This story is about nothing more than violence. Violence for shock factor.
That's Nuke.
Violence for comedy,
he's a Marvel character. Yeah, Nuke is his name.
The big thing Violator
the character you're thinking of is Nuke. Frank Simpson, the hyper-patriotic supervillain, not a hero, from Marvel Comics, who famously has American flag tattooed on his face and relies on his color-coded pills.
Clown has to put up with being mortal,
Nuke.
but unless that somehow ends up even slightly humanizing him, I'm not rooting for him, or anyone else for that matter, beyond just filling in a little story gap. So far, I'm not sure why I should care, especially given that every character here is a reprehensible lowlife. I also don't know why the other monsters from hell are hidden from sight until the final page, like their appearances are a big surprise. They look about like I might have expected, and we see some of their faces on the cover.
Yep.
Oh no, I'm losing brain cells just reading this book. In that last sentence, I actually started writing might of instead of might have. Might of? That's one of my most hated of grammatical errors.
Might have.
I have a degree in English.
Wow.
How did that happen?
He has an actual English degree.
That's the first sign, dear reader. You may be witnessing, at this very moment, the beginning of the complete and utter unraveling of my sanity.
Damn.
Signed, Captain Logan.
He's going insane, boys.
Hell yeah.
It happens. We've all been.
344. Next. I am Doomsvince, and this is Spawn Year.
I am Doomsvince, and this is day 22
of Spawn Year.
Of Spawn Year.
Wow. Violator number 2.
Dear reader, you may be worried about my state of mind after my outburst at the end of my previous entry. Please forgive my brief lack in composure. After a significant amount of blood loss over 2 days, a strange issue picturing more blood than I've ever seen on a single comic book page, and my making the single stupidest writing error I have ever made, I hope you'll understand why my emotions were running so high. After composing could have, would have, might have, etc. a couple dozen times and reading today's comic, in which the main character is in a far worse psychological state than I am, I feel much better. At least I'm not relating my own origin story to a dead and decaying hand stuck to my own arm.
Yeah.
While Clown remains a soulless demon without a shred of decency in him, and therefore it's impossible to see him as a real person and appreciate what happens to him, I do feel like I have a better understanding of the point of this miniseries. Alan Moore gives us Violator's background here, furthering some of his previously established Hell mythology, though it pales in comparison to the fascinating tour through Hell he took us on in issue 8. We find here that these Hell Beasts are Violator's real flesh and blood brethren, each birthed by a human woman who died directly after labor, but with the same father, a gigantic demon with 100 teeth and an anatomy that I don't even want to understand in relation to how it's possibly compatible in copulation with a human woman. Perhaps having a human mother is the reason Clown transforms, at least usually, from a Hell Beast into a fat little man. We aren't told. We learn that Violator killed his own father out of what he calls, from the point of view of the dead hand on his arm he has arguments with in his deranged stupor, an Oedipus complex, because he didn't like being blamed for every rule he broke when he wanted to blame it all on his brothers. Then they were all hired by Malbolgia after he took over the 8th sphere of Hell, and Bolgi made Violator his lieutenant because, well, because he's an idiot, I guess. Maybe they're all on the same level of total incompetence. I'm guessing Bolgi picked Violator because his name is slightly less silly than his 4 brothers. Vindicator, Vacillator, Vaporizer, and my personal favorite, Vandalizer. Yeah, that's a menacing name for a hell demon. Cower in fear as I break your windows and knock over your mailbox. I guess their dad was one of those guys who thought it would be cute to start all his kids' names with the same letter to torture them and confuse all their extended family. Imagine being at a family picnic and accidentally making that mistake. Violator. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Vacillator. My apologies. Anyway,
your bones hurt,
so
buddy?
the flat-topped admonisher is still after Clown, and now so are his brothers, who feel it's their duty as family to put him out of his misery now that he's mortal before this human manages.
Yes, that is exactly why he said that line in the movie, Strog.
Left he can think of for help. Spawn.
I'm not the Vacillator, I'm not the Vacillator, Vindicator, Vandalizer, or Vaporizer. I'm the Violator. That's why he said it.
I rather think the enemy of my enemy would have been the more appropriate cliche. Moore isn't even kind of taking this material seriously, and it doesn't expect us to either. Every character here is a heartless, blood-sucking moron, demon and human alike, and the book is fully aware of it. So beyond an excuse for some encyclopedic backstory on Violator, why am I reading this? Because if I don't, Doomsvince will bury me in a grave filled with 342 remaining items of Spawn paraphernalia. Haven't you been paying attention? Signed, Captain Logan.
Wow. Doomsvince has himself.
What about Pork? Does he get credit?
What about him? He's here.
He deserves a credit, don't you think?
No.
Hell yeah. And my SAG card.
My SAG card.
I am Doomsvince. And this is day 23 of Spawn Year.
Oh, yeah.
There we go, Porky. That's how I feel about you.
Oh, that just had Vibrator 3. I was gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, look. Toys. A Violator and Violator.
In the last issue of Alan Moore's Violator miniseries, Clown finally becomes Violator again, and it would be pretty disappointing if he didn't, given the title. And we get to see Greg Capullo draw him in a number of stunning action panels, which is almost worth the sheer goofiness.
He's got a great design. I love Violator's design. It looks so, like,
Alan Moore is
buggish.
consistent, once again making sure that every character we encounter is a total buffoon, including Spawn himself, though after he pressed a button on a mystical staff just out of baboon-level curiosity, I've come to expect that from Spawn. Here, Al decides to take Clown at his word when Clown promises to restore his power levels, if he'll deplete them to make Clown Violator again. Violator, the monster who ripped Spawn's heart out thinking it would kill him and then retroactively claimed he was just there to, quote, show Spawn the ropes. Clown appeals to Spawn's tendency to throw caution to the wind whenever an opportunity for petty revenge arises. And considering what happened with Chapel, I suppose it's consistent. Clown convinces Spawn to help him just because it will make Malebolgia angry. I said Clown wasn't forward-thinking before. Spawn here is a lot worse. Here's what Spawn knows. He has a finite level of power at his disposal.
Yeah.
When he uses it all up,
is.
Malebolgia owns him. He goes to hell permanently. Violator doesn't like him because he's supposed to be Bolgi's lieutenant, and a mere mortal being groomed for Bolgi's army makes him jealous. So he's going to make Clown Violator again, which will drain his powers considerably. Just hope he can trust an obviously untrustworthy hellbeast who hates him, all to tick off a supremely powerful being, Malebolgia, of whom Spawn will be at the total mercy of if Violator doesn't live up to his end of the bargain, since at the end, we see him so weakened by restoring Violator, he's passed out in an alley.
Oops.
When Clown gets his powers back, he just kicks Spawn off a roof since he's too drained to do anything about it. And guess what? He doesn't restore Spawn's power levels.
No!
What a shocker! How is anybody, amnesia or
I,
not,
for one, am
this
shocked.
supremely gullible? There's no evidence of any kind that Violator even has the ability to restore Spawn's power levels. I wonder if this drawing pad that only lets me draw Spawn will at least let me put a dunce cap on him. So even when our hero shows up in a book that has thus far been populated with nothing but two-dimensional, unsympathetic killers, I can't root for him either. The rest of this issue really confirms my observation that this is just a gruesome cartoon. Tony Twist dresses one of his henchmen up as himself, so Violator will go after the henchman instead of him. And then Violator dresses that guy up as Clown, thinking he's Tony Twist, so his demon brothers will kill him. Are you following this? And what becomes of the one-note language gag that is Admonisher? Do you care? He chases Violator's brothers all the way into hell through a portal, still thinking one of them is named Roosevelt, from a joke in issue 1 where Twist facetiously tells him he wants President Roosevelt dead, and Admonisher understands neither sarcasm nor basic U.S. history. That gag was mildly funny once, it's been built on all three issues,
God.
And now it's very old. Again, all this series does for the overall story of Spawn is to tie up
I just saw a meme and I have to give it to Weeb now.
Powers back. The execution is nothing short of ridiculous. I can't decide if Moore just felt like being really silly, or if he's making fun of McFarlane in
I was
this
just
material.
looking up something
Because
and then I found this.
as a lot of McFarlane's narrative choices have been, I don't know if even he would have had Spawn make a deal with Violator that obviously had a good chance of leaving Spawn helpless, vulnerable, and much closer to being owned by Malebolgia. I'll tell you, I suck at chess, but I'd play with Spawn any day.
We disconnected from OBS again, and now we're back. In the green again, because we were in the red for a while.
You know, you can only do so much.
That's right. I mean, it's still funny that for the end part of the stream, it's been most of the part green, besides that lap into red again, briefly. Let's say maybe that was about 15 minutes compared to the entirety of most of the stream.
I am Doomsvince, and this is day 25 of Spawn Year.
6 more days. Spawn number 20. Houdini is still here, by the way. Just in case we had forgotten about it from the last issue.
Despite the bizarre choice of Harry Houdini as Spawn's mentor in the mystical arts, the writing and plotting last issue weren't awful, and I had hopes that the resolution of the overlap and the experimentation of atomic powers' effects on, quote, infernal matter might be going somewhere really interesting. All of that is wrapped up here in a 2-issue arc.
Oh, great.
And everything that seemed silly at first glance really is that silly, or sillier by the end.
Wow.
This isn't the first time this series has resorted to plot points that make zero sense but are here anyway, just because they're
Todd
fun to
Toys
plot,
US
and it's
Tour.
taken to quite the extreme
94.
here. Houdini disguised Spawn as a chauffeur driving a Rolls Royce last issue,
What
saying
the fuck?
he needs to look inconspicuous.
What?
Surely, he must be joking. The first page of this issue is the Rolls Royce flying, Spawn driving it in that getup, which begs the question, does he somehow know how to steer a flying car, or does it fly all by itself? And it has a personalized license plate in the front that says S-Cape. Oh, nice one, Houdini. Double entendre. Could be escape, or it could stand for Spawn Cape. I see what you did there. I love all these flaky pseudo-explanations for magic, too. Last issue, Houdini sideswiped all considerations of logic by telling Spawn that the means aren't important, only the outcome. Because that doesn't sound disturbingly ominous if you read into it philosophically. But here, he does try to explain it with reason. You can't defy the laws of physics. Magic works with the natural world, not against it. So
how does that
you can
work?
time travel, conjure a car out of nowhere, give it a catchy license plate, make it
demand
invisible,
answers,
and
Gene.
contain an
Me too,
atomic
buddy.
bomb,
Everything.
all
Me too.
by working with
Well, you
the
see, it's
natural
called
world.
hack,
With
right?
last
Tell me or I
issue's
kill
explanation
Porky.
of the overlap,
I just
where
did.
all
It's hack,
realities
right.
intersect and create a place where the impossible is possible.
Yes.
I suppose what he says is
It's
true.
unfortunate,
the
but
natural
it's true.
order of things
It's
is
hack
making
writing.
magic possible. But
It's
why
not
not just
good.
say that, Houdini? Rather than cryptic riddles, why not just tell Spawn about the overlap? I hate it when these characters with all the answers to the universe refuse to put words together in a way that give more primitive but intelligent people at least the most basic understanding of a complex cosmic notion just to make themselves feel superior. So it turns out this lecture the head Soviet atomic scientist is giving, which Houdini insists on taking Spawn to, is actually a front to hold the city for ransom. The kid who likes to blow stuff up only coincidentally ran into Volokov, the nuclear scientist, so he could fix the detonator for the atomic bomb, and so Spawn would have a punk to be intimidating to this story. At the end, he uses his newly understood abilities to scare the kid with an explosion that doesn't really blow anything up, and a threatening note signed Spawn. I guess he's officially calling himself that now, and maybe slowly getting the word out that his allies are Spawn territory. This story is full of elements that never come together, like a bomb casing housing all the wrong ingredients needed to cause an explosion. The kid is unnecessary. The writers could just as easily have given Volokov a detonator that already worked. And the most superfluous character here is Spawn himself. Houdini doesn't need him. Volokov's bomb goes off because he can't stop it once he's primed it. That's part of the Overlap Demon's plan to use the bomb in their own experiment. And Houdini uses his power to transport and detonate it in the Overlap itself. Spawn does nothing. Houdini seemed to have some hidden agenda with regard to Spawn. Guess not. This whole story seems only to be here to further Spawn's understanding of his costume so he can do cool stuff with his powers without running the clock down. That's great. I mean, this book is in desperate need of plot and character progression, but the story itself isn't very interesting, and it doesn't need Spawn. I wonder if Houdini just picked Spawn because they both have cool capes. Volokov is built into Al's backstory as a failed assassination. Oh yeah, that's great. Let's make our protagonist look even more incompetent by showing him screwing up at the only thing he's supposed to be good at. But that connection never amounts to anything but a lame attempt at making Spawn look relevant. This may be below the belt, but it almost feels like McFarlane let Tom Orzechowski help plot this just because he's a letterer and editor.
Yeah.
Like, he works with words for a living, right? Surely that means he gets narrative structure. I think we just have another couple of inexperienced writers here. Some inventive ideas, but entirely uncohesive by the end. So pretty par for the course for this book so far, with some excellent notable exceptions. I do like that Spawn is forced to protect Terry Fitzgerald. It's about time they crossed paths, even if Terry doesn't recognize Al yet. Spawn is embarrassingly reactionary in this scene. When Terry is attacked by goons snooping into this atomic bomb business, Spawn yells, "That's my friend!" Wow, what are you, 5? Have you learned no self-control after you came right out and revealed yourself to Chapel? And then right after that, he has maybe the silliest line he's uttered in the series so far. "That's Volokov in front of that building, or I'm not dead." That escape and Spawn acting all dark and intense and menacing the whole issue wearing that outfit, it's ridiculous, but I'm not going to say I wish I hadn't read it. Maybe the best way to approach the rest of Spawn Year is by thinking about the whole series as a sitcom. Guns! Commies with guns! Really? Former hitman? Now guns make you angry? Cue laugh track. Signed, Captain Logan.
I'd cue the laugh track. Why do the communists have guns, though? Don't give communists guns.
That's their idea.
Exactly. Next. Day 26.
I am Doomsvince, and this is day 26 of Spawn Year.
Oh, so you want to watch Doomcock now?
No. It was a juke.
A yoke?
The very same.
Scrambled or hard boiled?
Sunny side up.
Okay, that's acceptable too.
Extra ham, double cheese.
When you put it on a piece of toast and then you just so yum.
Todd McFarlane finally takes back both the writing and drawing reins after helping Frank Miller put a batarang in Al's face while Grant Morrison made this world awesome for 3 issues, Alan Moore turned it into a Tex Avery bloodbath in the Violator mini, and Tom Warzakowski and Andrew Grossberg tried to explain Spawn's magic by bringing in Harry Houdini to solve the series' most deadly plot so far and rendering Spawn expendable. This is one of McFarlane's more solid issues so far. He feels pretty refreshed and enthusiastic about being back. Once again, not especially comfortable in the writer's seat. Fatigue was clearly setting in early in his initial run, and by early, I mean issue 2. And it was obviously a good idea for him to take a long break after the overwhelming work and commercial fame that came with it. Getting away from the high-concept mythology stuff, McFarlane brings us back to the human element as he sees it, reminding us, as well as himself no doubt, what Spawn wants and what his main supporting cast wants. This one is more about setting the stage for things to come rather than telling much of a story, but the theme is clear and the writing uncharacteristically focused. Spawn shouldn't exist, and because he does, the people he most cares about from Al Simmons' life are getting hurt. I've complained again and again about how non-proactive Al is, and though I still don't want to read about a guy brooding in alleys and constantly repeating how he wants to resolve things with his widow issue to issue while never seeing any progression toward that goal, I do really like the idea that no matter what this Spawn of Hell does on Earth, right or wrong, it complicates the lives of those around him. After all, this is Spawn's hell, having to pay for the lives he took.
The TV series does it better, because you want to know what the TV series does? Because he's an undead from hell, every time he's around people, the undead creeps in. As in, the hell creeps into people's lives, because he's around them. Yeah, dude, you're a fucking undead hell spawn. You shouldn't be around human beings.
While he was alive as a monster returning to Earth where everything he
That's
loves
why
is
all the
still
horrible
where he
shit
left
happens
it,
to people when
only
he's
it's
around
better
them.
off without him. And he can interact with those people if he wishes, but he risks the likelihood of causing them pain. McFarlane shows us here how Al has unwittingly done that, over and over, putting Terry Fitzgerald in the crosshairs of not just Jason Wynn, who is still setting Terry up as a scapegoat for security breaches that were really Spawn's doing, but also Tony Twist, who believes, because of planted evidence and FBI investigation into Terry's dealings, that he stole the weapons that took care of Overkill and blew up Twist's office. Terry is about to be the target of a two-pronged attack. all because of and unbeknownst to Spawn. And just as all that is happening, we have a heartfelt and sobering scene in the alley with the main bum we've come to know, Bobby, who reveals to Spawn why he's homeless, how he stopped living after his wife died of cancer of the brain, instead of picking up the pieces and finding a way to move on. I'd like to know if this story is based on a real-life event McFarlane either read about or happened to someone he knew, because the way Bobby describes the horror of seeing his wife's deterioration and pain as she refused to complain for fear of, quote, bothering anyone is vivid and poignant, maybe his best writing so far. Bobby implores Spawn not to become what he has.
He took it from Archie Bunker, because the whole thing with Archie's wife, she ends the same way. She dies of cancer slowly. It's very sad. It's very sad in Archie.
Bobby says he looks
doesn't
up
tell
to
anybody
Spawn
really
and
that he
sees him
is.
as a man who can move on despite his personal hell. With his abilities and the way he's cared for the unfortunates in the alley, he can help and inspire people. Finally, we're addressing Spawn's lack of resolve, and he's being confronted directly about it. His dilemma is understandable, but something's gotta give eventually. The world's better off without me doesn't make for real compelling drama month to month.
No.
My biggest complaint about this issue is how McFarlane ignores what was done in his absence. Oh, it's all acknowledged, with footnote after footnote referencing Morrison's issues and even Violator number 1, but he clearly has no intention of continuing the fascinating paralleled relationship between Al and Wynn, and is completely vague about what Wynn even knows from the Morrison issues. He mentions his, quote, 2-day disappearance, but does he remember being anti-Spawn? It's difficult to tell if McFarlane even plans to continue the thread of Wynn's association with Malbolgia from what we're given here. Again, there's no reason the Angels would just return Wynn to Earth after they called his fight with Spawn a test run. I don't know why McFarlane doesn't like the idea of Wynn forced by Heaven as their emissary, and
That'd be cool.
if that conflicts with other plans he has for the character, why publish it? Why not give your guest writers clear guidelines of what's off limits because of plot threads you already
He
have
didn't do
in
any
your
of that.
head,
He just
rather than
ignores
clunky
it.
retcons like this one? But the most bizarre retcon of all is the full-page spread of Spawn's face, sewn up by Bobby with a shoelace, and clearly that's from the wound Batman gave him in Spawn Batman.
Oh,
aka
so that we can keep us continuity, but everything else is not. Okay, that makes sense.
Batman, aka Spawn versus Batman. I couldn't believe it. That's canon?
Yeah, like what?
Batman is officially in this universe?
Like what?
As we know, this issue came out before 19 for whatever reason, and so readers wouldn't know that the, quote, bozo in black Spawn refers to here isn't Batman. But according to McFarlane's editor's note, Harry Houdini. Wow, that must have been a last-minute change. Is he worried about a lawsuit by referencing the Batarang wound?
Yeah, like
it's
what?
It's not like he said Batman here. How did he draw that and retroactively think, man, I don't think we can get away with that?
That's bad.
And also, why can't Spawn heal his face? I mean, it's worth the energy expenditure over the shoelace. And didn't Houdini just teach him how to create marbles with his costume? Can he heal himself even without affecting the clock if he thinks about it hard enough?
Yes, he does.
Well, I'm thinking about this too hard.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about Shoelace Face tomorrow. Until then, dear reader.
Again,
signed,
what do you
Captain
acknowledge and what do you not acknowledge? Because that's really bad. You're undercutting the people who wrote for you by doing that. Doesn't that seem like it's really horrendous? Like you're not paying attention to people that did shit for you?
It doesn't seem ideal.
No. Don't worry. That totally won't be something that keeps happening. It will. It'll definitely be something that keeps happening. Oh god. Day 27. Do you feel like you learned more about Spawn than you ever wanted to know, Porky?
I am Dooms Vince.
Yeah.
This is day 27 of Spawn
And we're only
year.
day 27 in out of 365 days, buddy. But don't worry,
Wow.
we're ending on 31 because it's the first month. Tonight, anyway. We're not ending the whole series that way, but just tonight. We're ending on 30.
Just for you, Porky, just because we know you want to move on, buddy. We're here for you.
Day
Hell yeah.
339. Oh look, he has a Spawn toy.
If I ever met Spawn in a dark alley, after he nonchalantly walked around a few corners trying to avoid me, I'd sit him down on his throne of trash and give him these 3 pieces of advice. 1. Just suck it up and be the white guy all the time.
Yeah.
You won't have to live in alleys or have a shoelace in your face.
Yeah.
2. Tell everyone you've ever known to move out of the state,
Yeah.
maybe the country.
Yeah.
Being undead and all, it might be hard to convince them, but they should know that corrupt government agents and cyborgs working for the mob will inevitably come after them just due to their former association with you. And 3, never hide your guns in the trash. So my dream last entry came true. Spawn's off his duff and doing things. Research, no less. He goes to Joe Sakic, the accountant Tony Twist uses to fake his books into looking like he runs a legitimate organization, which ultimately leads to Sakic's gruesome murder by the mob for giving Spawn sensitive information. Given the violent novelty of this series, I was surprised that's handled off-panel, though with details like even his genitals were missing,
What?
maybe having an imagination is worse than having the art.
Yeah.
Spawn now knows Tony Twist thinks Terry is responsible for Spawn's actions against him, and everything comes to a head with Terry's predicament is when and Twist's men engage in a firefight outside his home,
Wow.
both intending to take Terry out. He survives, but with 2 government agents dead outside his house, there's now physical evidence of the lies Wynn has made up about him. And he's really in trouble by the end when, on the run and quite conveniently in Spawn's neck of the woods, the newly rebuilt and better armored Overkill finds
Overkill's
him.
back.
Twist still thinks Terry stole the guns that took out Overkill the first time, and McFarlane builds in a somewhat easy plot point that some of Overkill's memories have been erased, just so McFarlane can have Overkill go after Terry. Otherwise,
How
the
convenient.
cold twist about Spawn and Terry would be off the hook.
How
It's
convenient.
contrived but an understandable narrative dilemma, and despite it, I appreciate the effort McFarlane's putting in his writing here. His plotting over these last 2 issues has been more organic than before, and Al and Terry are both pretty
So bad,
likable
though.
as they struggle against
It's
these
gotta.
two
It
huge
will
and
never stay
powerful
good though. It will
forces.
always get worse.
And speaking of huge and powerful forces, I wonder if there isn't a parallel being drawn between the moral ambiguity of hell and heaven and that of the government and the mob. One is supposed to be evil and the other good, but both are very similar in both tactics and motivation. I'll continue looking for that theme as I move forward and see if there's something to it. We also have a third entity finally making some headway, Sam and Twitch, who have finally found Spawn by the
Look
end
at
of
that
this
face
issue,
on
just as
fucking
all
Sam
hell is
there.
about to break loose. Wow, some cliches
Oh,
seem
God.
even more cliche in this context. In this street level playing out of a similar conflict to Heaven versus Hell, Sam and Twitch seem to almost represent Spawn himself. All rogue agents originally born, you thought I was going to say spawned, out of one of the larger entities and trying to go their own way while unable to fully distance themselves from the all-encompassing conflict, and, in Sam and Twitch's case, too curious to learn the truth not to involve themselves. There's definitely some interesting undercurrents beginning to make their way to the surface here. I love the reveal with the cliffhanger, where we might think the gun against Spawn's head belongs to Overkill, and it's actually Twitch.
Well,
And Spawn's calm, amusingly friendly response is perhaps good evidence that they and Spawn are kindred spirits, when he says, "Fellas, I don't need this right now." And then we get the Spawn clock. Why there?
Yeah.
Has he even used his
No.
powers this issue? Maybe he teleported into Sakic's office, but we aren't told. The appearance of the clock seems pretty arbitrary. I'm quite surprised by how much more I'm enjoying this series with McFarlane back at the helm. I anticipated I'd read these issues and want to stab myself. You know, more than my daily necessary requirement. Signed, Captain Logan.
Time to get some more blood. Praying for the next time.
Wow.
Day number 28.
I am Dooms Vince, and this is day 28
of
Spawn Year.
4 weeks of Spawn Year. 4 weeks of hell. But I suppose that's an over-dramatization. This hasn't been so bad, so far. Assuming Doomsvince really does have any intention on returning me to my life, please, God, don't make that the punchline to this cruel, sick, year-long joke. Spawn Year becomes Spawn Life. I think I might just manage to pull through this. The stories are up and down, the ongoing narrative is slow as the blood draining from my veins to write with, but it does have its moments. I know I hypothesized that Doomsvince had manipulated Spawn's whole production history just to screw with my head, but for right now, I am trying to remain cautiously optimistic. I may not have any memories of this character or these books from my old life, but I was once a Spawn fan, right? Surely there must be more to this than just a brilliantly haunting character design. Surely. 3 issues into this...
There are cool ideas, but they don't stay.
Arc, and Todd McFarlane is giving me hope. The story is moving at a breakneck pace
because Todd McFarlane can't keep his universe correct.
Confident in the direction
he keeps changing it constantly
because
he gets tired
of it. This is mostly an action issue with a little more of the CIA versus
or he doesn't like the consistency of it, so he changes it.
Overkill is after Terry, programmed, now we're told, to think Terry is Spawn, which seems like more of a stretch than just erasing his memory of Spawn as I previously assumed. Again, just so Overkill won't question why he's going after this relatively harmless guy who can't possibly fight him, as Twist believes. As Terry is once again finding himself protected by Spawn, though he may not recognize him given that oh-so-convincing disguise he was wearing last time.
Yeah.
He's inching ever closer to Al and his true identity, as is Wanda, who in the same issue is told by Grandma Blake that Al came to her as an angel back in issue 12. I also like that we're in Wanda's head as the world crumbles around her when she gets home and discovers that Terry seems to have gunned down government agents in their yard and is swarmed by the media. Some of the progression of this is a little heavy-handed, however. McFarlane sometimes can't decide if he's writing a novel or a comic book. We're given half a page of text spelling out how Wanda is feeling. This sort of thing is always better served by observing behavior, where the reader can conclude these feelings for himself, rather than having it exposited by a third-person narrator. This would read as juvenile prose, I think, in a novel. It's even weirder in a comic book, where we expect a lot of story to come from visuals. I like that we're reminded how difficult she's made her life by marrying another field agent after Al died. I just think this sudden block of text is a bit sloppy. I also love Spawn inviting Sam and Twitch to join him in fighting Overkill and protecting Terry. Spawn needs allies working towards similar goals with him, and it's an added bonus that I really like these guys. I do wish Spawn had remained coy and cool with them as he started to be at the end of last issue, but I like that he tells them just what's going on, and they're shocked later when they find he's telling the truth and maybe he's entirely trustworthy, shattering their assumptions about who he is and how he fits in with all the violence in the city.
Yes, Sasha, I heard that.
And when Twitch shoots him in the leg and he keeps going, that gives them their first taste of the supernatural forces at work. I guess Spawn's going to repair that injury with a shoelace also. Twitch shoots Overkill in the ear. I was really hoping to see him finally use his own head as a projectile. Oh well. And somehow that reprograms him to go try to kill Badrock in the Youngblood book. Not sure how that works. But as a writer, McFarlane's great strength.
We're just gonna go fight young Badrock.
I was left really looking forward to
that
seeing
was
what
made
would
by
happen this
Rob
issue,
Liefeld.
and the same is doubly true for the next one, with Spawn and Terry lying bleeding on the ground in a quick exchange that is so Sam and Twitch. Still absolutely the most alive characters in the book. Sam says, "What a bloody mess," and Twitch responds with, "Quite literally." I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it's too bad I'm not allowed to read ahead. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, Overkill has a string of dialogue balloons that will forever make me read his dialogue in a Dark Knight Rises Bane voice. You don't want to fight? Then I hope you won't mind if I just carry on in spite of you. Like seeing how fine powder I can crush from your bones without splitting your body open. Signed, Captain Logan.
It was me, Batman, who broke your back. Me!
It was me, Batman.
I did it.
I went into your house and shit in your milk. What? What?
What? We're on day 29. There's only 2 more videos to go after this.
I am Doomsvince, and this is day 29
of Spawn Year.
Of Spawn Year.
Hi, Sash. Are you licking your jowls? What was that? You are licking your jowls. What are you doing? What? Yes? Hello? What? You can stare down me all you want. I don't give a shit.
When I am finished writing this entry,
you are licking
I
your
will have
jowls,
officially
kid.
read 2 full years worth of the main Spawn
Yep.
title. In
He has read 2
issues,
years.
plus 2 one-shots and a
2
miniseries
years
that
worth of it
Spawn
in
is the
a month's
single most
time.
gullible character
Think
since
about that.
Dee from Dexter's
Think about that,
Laboratory.
won't you?
I'm beginning to realize that Spawn and I have something in common.
Hi, Sash.
Neither of us has really accomplished very much.
Yeah.
It's taken Spawn this long to learn to take some initiative, to discover he can't just hide in the shadows and recklessly react to things when trouble comes his way. Up until this
When
issue,
trouble comes
he's
a
mostly
knockin'.
just made really powerful and stereotypically evil people either think his old best friend Terry Fitzgerald was him, or else accidentally set up other powerful and stereotypically evil people to pin Spawn's transgressions against them on Terry. Beyond that and ripping Chapel's face off, he hasn't done much of anything.
Nope.
Sometimes I wonder if McFarlane really isn't a very good writer, or if the whole thing was just an experiment to see if a comic would be wildly successful just by virtue of having a costume design that was 50 times more interesting than the character wearing it.
Yeah.
But I
Pretty
have to
badass
say,
costume
I haven't
It
done
is.
much better. Sure, I haven't almost
rub
gotten
your
my
face
best
against that.
friend killed by
Oh,
2
well.
different deadly organizations and the police, but that's easy. I'm the only one here. Meanwhile, the doppelganger of my best friend, Doomsvince, continues laughing at me as I play
It is a
this
doppelganger,
sadistic
his
and
best buddy.
bizarrely
That's funny, isn't it?
unorthodox game. I'm a pawn.
That's
Just
how he
like
did that.
Al.
He's
Here
salad on his
29
own
days
friends,
already,
'cause it is his
and
best
no
friend
closer
in
to
real
a
life.
plan of escape. And I really am
So they
sick
made
of all the
evil version
laughing.
of his best friend.
Seriously, hours and hours every day. Don't you have anything better
Evil.
to do?
Evil
I
laughing.
realize you came up with this whole scenario, so it's a lot like laughing at your own joke. Doomsvince, I know you fancy yourself some sort of bargain basement version of Malbolgia, but even Bulgy doesn't constantly laugh. Okay,
Because
come
he
to think
does.
of it, he does do that. Carry on.
Carry on.
Anyway, at the end of this 4-issue arc, Spawn finally comes to his senses and decides to give us readers
Oops,
reason
I meant
to
that
yawn
fortune over.
less often, taking complete control of his own mess.
You know when you did that
He's
earlier?
making
that for my
me
Discord
look
girlfriend.
bad. He uses some of his
Belly
power
nipple
to
dart.
increase his density and stop a car on its way to
Remember when you
manslaughter
did that
Terry.
earlier, Porky?
Way to go, Spawn.
I
using
remember.
density to take charge of destiny.
I am.
And there was my
Wow,
vague
indeed,
Back to
buddy.
the Future reference for the year. Guess I can cross that off my list. This is an amazing looking 2-page spread. I love the symbolism of Spawn's big character moment of choosing to be proactive, presented by his standing in one place.
Yeah.
The mob and the FBI and the CIA all show up to take out Terry at once. A little convenient maybe, but sufficiently built up in the previous issue for my taste. And Spawn scares everyone off with supernatural psychoplasmic vandalism. The vandalizer would be proud, I'm
He would
sure.
be.
He writes, "These alleys belong to Spawn,"
Yep.
and teleports Terry and himself away. I guess that's a step up from just yelling, "This is Spawn territory!" He then proceeds to make himself known to Win, Twist, and Sam and Twitch with supposedly compromising files that scare them all into stopping their witch hunt for Terry.
What?
I really like this move and how Spawn handles each of them differently. He basically calls Win a power-hungry bully, Twist a
Please devour
moron for
14,
thinking Terry was
like,
Spawn, and
nerd
Spawn
for
recognizes that
Frank.
Sam and Twitch are the good guys and that it's their boss who's corrupt and whom
Oh,
Spawn
shit.
needs to keep an eye on.
The
I don't
revolve-
get the ending, though. The files are apparently a bluff, and Al just got them from the alley.
What?
But when Win looks at his, he sees items that, quote, no one alive knows about. So, did Spawn use magic on the files so they just show whatever incriminating evidence the
Yeah,
guilty
what?
party thinks
What's
of?
going on?
Is it like that blank paper Doctor Who flashes in people's faces? Probably, but it isn't made clear. And hey, I'm 2 for 2. There's my conspicuous Doctor Who reference for the year, too.
Wow.
So Spawn has hit a real turning point.
How's that make you
making
feel?
a concerted effort to
Guy,
not only take
right there, yeah, you.
responsibility for
How's
his
that make
actions,
you
but
feel?
to consciously help where he
Think
can,
about that one,
especially
big
where
man.
old friends are concerned. And regardless of whether said
you,
friend
Porky.
is
You're the
married
big man,
to his
'cause
wife,
you're tall.
I really like that Al seems
And
to be
lanky.
refusing
He
to
is
hold that
the
against
big man,
Terry.
dude.
So finally, Spawn is taking some control of his life. And here I am just sitting here still writing about it. I never thought I'd say this, but I need to be more like Spawn. But what could I do? I can't make a big green sign marking my territory, or stand in front of a car, or bluff Doomsvince into thinking I have an incriminating file on him. Even if I could, who would I show it to? He's blocking all the doors, he's holding all the keys. Okay, awesome. Morpheus from the Matrix quote. Check. And I still have no choice but to read what he tells me to and write it in my own blood every day. It's not like Spawn has gotten any further away from Malbolge's grip either. He's just actually finally cleaning up his own messes, and I've been duped into being impressed with that. Well, dear reader, I'm glad I took the time here to reason all this out, and I thank you for listening to my ramblings. I don't need to be like Spawn. If Doomsvince is right, and I really am here by my own doing, and the only way out is by writing about these comics, then I'm already cleaning up my own mess, and I'm doing just what I need to be doing.
That's Ash.
Only 336 more proactive days just
Hi,
like
Sasha.
this one.
Move, please.
Doomsvince, seriously, if you keep laughing that hard, you're gonna need a lozenge.
A lozenge?
Signed, Captain Logan.
Yes, hello, Sasha. Hi. Hi, Kit Kat. That is my feet, hello. You don't need to smell them. You want to lay down? Why are you bumping your face against my feet? What? 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 What are you doing? Pick a lane. Stop brushing your face against my feet. Tickles. Did you just sneeze again? It's like the 3rd time today you sneezed.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. What's it to you?
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
buddy,
Doomsvince.
bucko,
This is day
Cali
30
guy.
of Spawn Year.
Day 30 of Spawn Year. One more video, boys, and then we're done for the night. And then Weeb's gonna show something, maybe.
Then can we sacrifice Porky to the sun?
God, yes. Quetzalcoatl. Maybe. Or is that Tikla-chan?
Bread and Porky for the Lord.
No.
Spawn number 20. Oh, look! Great number, by the way. Spawn number, I think that's Spawn number 26. Let's see. Spawn 25. Next one's 26. We end on a great number. 26. My favorite number, next to 13. And 91.
Yesterday, I had an epiphany. I realized that until I discover some secret way out of here, or I can be certain Doomsvince has no intention of keeping his word and sending me back to my life at the end of Spawn Year, the best thing I can do is commit myself to finishing and critiquing every Spawn item presented to me. I am doing everything possible, given my current situation, to improve my predicament and eventually get past this insanity. Spawn, however, is not.
No.
In the letters pages this issue, Todd McFarlane BS's his way through a number of tough questions. McFarlane's words, BS's, not mine. And it's very clear that his ideas for this character and universe are often not very well thought out.
Nope.
One of the reader's questions was one I've had too, especially after the last story arc. Why doesn't Spawn just take out Jason Wynn and Tony Twist? Last issue, he just scared them with false intel into staying away from Terry and Wanda.
Actually,
and at the
one
end of this,
second,
he
real quick,
just
I got
scared
real
on
quick.
just take out
Does Jason and Lynch of Wildcats know each other and the higher-ups are problems?
Jason Wynn and Tony Twist.
Never mind. That's
Last
that's
issue,
an image
he
question.
just scared them with false intel into staying away from Terry and Wanda. And at the end of this one, he gives a genetic monster named Tremor, created by Twist, some actual info he got from Twist's now-dead accountant in issue 22, so Tremor can use it on Twist. Spawn keeps saying all he really wants is to pick up the pieces of his old life and find a way to move on. There are 3 main obstacles to that goal. One is the deal he made with Malbolge. Bolge hasn't made a move in a while, so there's not much Spawn can do about that one until he does. The second is Spawn himself. Up until last issue, he just sulked around and did nothing to further that goal, to the point where turning a corner was treated like a major plot point. The third obstacle is the powerful men who threaten those Al cares about. Spawn clearly has no qualms with killing people he thinks deserve it, so morality can't be stopping him, and he has sizable personal reasons for wanting Wynn dead. If he has even half a brain, he must know by now that Wynn was involved in a conspiracy to have him killed, since he and Chapel both worked for Wynn, and Chapel thought he was a traitor. It can't be that he's trying to conserve power. He easily got to both Wynn and Twist last issue. How much power could he possibly waste just jutting his chains out or snapping their necks? He can't be too worried about the repercussions of taking these men out. There aren't too many people more powerful than they are above them. McFarlane has written himself into a corner. He wants Spawn to be a hero, and lately has been going out of his way to call him that, so he doesn't have Spawn just eliminate these corrupt and dangerous threats, even though that seems precisely what this guy would do, given what we know about him. He's too powerful. McFarlane tries to limit him with this idea of conservation, but whenever there's no other way out of a situation Spawn can think of, he uses it anyway, and there's no consistency at all to how much power different activities use up. The countdown clock has been strangely absent lately. So the reader ends up with a character who's hard to invest in, because his only physical limitation is easy to write around.
I can't solve all your problems. I've got a few of my own.
Because that would mean killing characters.
So that's a shoelace in his face, by the way. Look at that.
Around, even at the expense of having his Mondo powerful Spawn from Hell solve all his problems with manila envelopes.
Yeah.
This issue is an aftermath story, mostly reminding us of the new status quo. Sam and Twitch are still looking for Spawn. Spawn has gone public and is actually calling himself Spawn now. And Terry is extremely uncomfortable at work, with everyone going on like business as usual, but never making eye contact with him. This is the most interesting subplot for me, and it's handled very well. Terry has every reason to be terrified after the CIA and the mob both wanted him dead, and now it's like it never happened. He knows someone is forcing this new bizarre calm, and Wanda doesn't like it either. She insists on knowing more about Terry's job, regardless of wanting to stay out of it after what happened to Al, and I like that. McFarlane has an opportunity to bring her more to the forefront and really do something with her. Hopefully, he will. But I think the Tremor story is really hurried, and every interesting avenue is avoided with him. He starts a turf war with Spawn, and I thought seeing Spawn declaring himself as king of his kingdom publicly and then having to prove he could defend it could have really stirred up some passion in him and began to develop him as a leader. But no, it's just a ruse for Tremor to draw out Twist, who he wants revenge on for experimenting on him and turning him into a monstrosity who really does have his action figures gimmick built into his arm.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see that after Overkill never shot his own head off. Well, okay, it's rushed, but I guess this guy has understandable motivations. Maybe now Spawn finally gets an ally to team up with. Nope. He just gives Tremor some files to help him go after Twist. The end. I do like the similarities between their dilemmas, that both were corrupted by evil forces, since Tremor was a lowly henchman before he was a lab rat, and are now trying to use the gifts given by said evil forces to take them down. But that idea isn't explored here. Spawn second guesses helping Tremor with the standard Crusade, is he friend or foe ending. Hopefully more will be done with this down the road. For now, we have a pretty thrown together introduction for a new character, and Spawn once again spitting in the wind without thinking about what direction his head is turned first. I have my suspicions about whether he really wanted to all last arc. McFarlane writes, but
what
has
up,
Mark
Scrap?
Silvestri draw
We're gonna watch a movie
soon. I don't care for the
I'm
lack
gonna
of
stay up and
backgrounds.
do it.
His characters are pretty detailed. He's a good stand-in for McFarlane. But despite all the pretty pictures by numerous artists over 25 issues, I'm beginning to wonder if
stop biting my hand. Stop biting my hand.
Get him. Sasha. Captain Logan.
Okay, you can get off my bed now. That's fine. Goodbye. Quick, lay down there.
Got him.
Well, that's way too long. Alright, let me find something else.
He's sweeping. Alright, last video for tonight, then we're gonna go watch something in Weeb the People, where we are already.
I am Doomsvince, and this is day 31 of Spawn Year.
DC day 31. Spawn. DC. Spawn 26. What was that?
Dear reader, I haven't seen a cover that better encapsulates my experience in this graveyard better than Spawn 26. Spawn sits in heaven, surrounded by serenity. There's even a butterfly sitting on his head, and he's miserable. This place certainly isn't heaven, but there have been days that felt so far away from hell, I was almost, for a moment, happy. But Spawn knows that heaven isn't the heaven he heard about in Sunday school, and that's what this issue is all about.
That's a different issue. That's a
no
different
matter
cover.
how good things might seem at the moment, the reality Spawn lives in, reaching beyond Earth to alien worlds, heaven, hell, even the overlap with those crazy monsters doing nuclear tests, it's all one big place of greed and self-interest. Whoever has power makes the rules, and power, as the saying goes, corrupts, and so there is corruption everywhere. At least, according to this issue, which spends a lot of time muling about money being the root of evil, and how people need, quote, evil just to survive. Is the universe really so cynical, so poorly designed? I'd like to think not. And yet, behind every tasty popsicle, there's a sick child killer. For every great Spawn issue, there's another one that makes me want to stitch my own face up with shoelaces. I've been at the mercy of a powerful tyrant who manipulates using your perceptions and desires against you, just as Malbolgia does to Spawn, and just as Spawn here inadvertently does himself. Spawn is both the victim and the culprit this issue. Just as he learns more about the looming battle between heaven and hell from both Cagliostro and the angel Gabrielle, and now he has no choice but to choose sides and participate, there's an innocent man in an equally impossible Earth-level predicament who comes to Spawn for help, and Spawn refuses. This man has been out of work 11 months, and his wife has been dead over a year. He can't provide a stable environment for his daughter, so she's taken away from him by the state. One of the alley bums brings him to Spawn, but Al says he can't make money. He isn't a vending machine, and how dare they try to take advantage of him. While feeling powerless in the great cosmic game of tug-of-war, Spawn has all the power when it comes to street-level conflicts, and he won't help this man simply because he's from the outside. He's created his own class system, and if you're not in his inner circle, you don't count. Finally, there are real, concrete repercussions to Spawn's deliberate inaction. This man, with no options, who Spawn easily could have and
suicide
had no
over custody
reason not
rule.
to help, but his own vanity, commits suicide. Earlier in the issue, Spawn says he feels alive now that he's no longer just hiding like a coward, but after Fred Burnett kills himself, Al says he feels dead. What a great closing line. With all his powers, he's not positively influencing anyone, as if he never returned at all. I hope this is a true turning point for Spawn, now that he's had a taste of how easy it is to hurt people with power, as he's been the victim of since he returned to Earth. My only complaint about this one is that, like a lot of the morally heavy stories McFarlane attempts, it's overwritten. All of this postulating about how money is evil and so people need evil to get by bogs down the narrative and really should have been integrated into the story's action. But McFarlane gets a lot done this issue, answers some important questions, and introduces some inventive elements into the mythos. He tries to clear up the weird business at the end of the Violator mini with Clown duping Spawn into giving him his powers back by having Spawn tell his alley buddies the story. I guess he doesn't mind painting himself as a complete tool. And he reveals that Violator, with no explanation, came back later after kicking Spawn off a roof, and really did give him all that energy back. Maybe after eating all those hearts, Violator finally has grown one. I love the idea that heaven is split up into multiple little pockets of reality. I'm glad that Malbolgia is revealing that he really does have a concrete reason for choosing Al Simmons to lead his army, though he hasn't told us what it is yet. It feels like McFarlane is promising the reader Al hasn't been said to be so important just because he's the title character. I appreciate that, and I'd like to give him the benefit of the doubt.
What a mistake.
The secret isn't Al's tendency to be a total dunce. We're even told by Gabrielle that Angela's stick sent Spawn to another place of existence in issue 10, implying that the real world and the comic industry that book criticizes are part of the same multiverse.
Oh boy.
It's interesting that she's baffled by how Spawn came back from that. I hope that's followed up on later, and if it's a big part of the puzzle, I may even like issue 10 a little better. I just hope Spawn doesn't start looking at me through the panels and break the fourth wall like Deadpool. Signed,
oh boy,
Captain Logan.
Alrighty. That's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you, everybody, and we're going to go watch something and Weeb the people going to come join. See you guys later. Be sure to play the games, too, in the Discord. Be sure to play the movie caption and any captions contest. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Love you guys. Bye-bye.